Yeah, that was what the hell. Chat, I swear. Sometimes I don't know. That's how it'd be. Brian's doing some, doing some phone stuff.
Man, your fucking frame is terrible. Close your door.
My frame is terrible. I think I look clear, with the light on. Unless you want it off, I don't fucking know.
I don't like that color.
You don't like it?
It looks like piss yellow, bro.
Piss yellow. Damn, that's what he wants. You look good. See, chat thinks I look good. Damn right.
What up, Blake? What's up, brother?
Hey, you know what? This would be the perfect opportunity.
Hey, you trying to hop on the podcast, bro? You want to call us in? You want to call in?
You actually could, because our guest isn't here today. So
you'll be the special guest today if you want to call in.
It's a possibility. This is a very good possibility. A good opportunity for others who wants to come on the show tonight. Pop that Sprite.
Oh yeah.
We should. Oh yeah. So you want to have since I would love to teach the masses. I mean, fuck it. We here. This is your opportunity. Tell the class what you'd love to. What I want us to learn about and whatever.
Yeah. What do you want to bring to the table, Blake? I want to be like a very picky woman on Tinder. What do you bring to the table, Blake? You gotta provide for us.
It's old school. Remember, I have no clue. I didn't plan for this. So did we. We didn't either. So
yeah, that makes 3 of us, brother.
Yeah, none of us. We're kind of winging it tonight because unfortunately our guest isn't here.
We're not gonna talk about that though.
It's fine. Well, we will say
it's gonna be a regular show.
It's gonna be just the 2 of us again. We haven't done this in a bit, so why the hell not? We have.
It has been a while, dude.
We have a new.
Oh, you like a little rug?
We have a rug.
A little bit warmer up, so it's on frame.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. It's so nice. That was going to be on the floor, but the door doesn't close properly on top, so fuck it. It's going to be on the table.
Fuck it, it's on the table.
You know what? It's another coaster or something. People can put some stuff on it.
Another addition to the studio.
As long as people don't
Alien head.
As long as people don't put their weed ashes on it, I'm fine.
That is crazy,
that's okay.
Bro. Weed ashes.
I'm just saying. I don't.
Hey, Blake O'Harvey sounding, bro. Since we just made a little bit of tweaking on the audio department. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can totally. We can make it if we try. Well, you know what? Tonight is your chance.
Fuck
this is your opportunity.
Share my own subscription on there.
Yay! He gets his own. Yeah, bigger huge Kong for resubbing. Good job.
I've never canceled it.
You never have. Good man. Well, we appreciate. He's sounding sexy. Thanks.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. We're striving every day and making this bitch a little bit better. Not that I call this project my bitch, but
You know what? Sometimes you gotta treat it like one. I don't know.
Sometimes we gotta treat that motherfucker like a bitch.
Late nights. Oh my! What the fuck is? What did you copy and paste? What is this?
What happened?
Well, you just got sent a cease and desist. What on earth? To inform you that your harassing and intimidating actions against me has become unbearable. The fuck? You're the one. Okay. This letter demands your harassment and intimidation must cease and desist immediately. Should you continue to pursue these activities in violation, we will not hesitate to. Who's we?
That's a hell of a fucking copy and paste there, brother.
We will not hesitate to pursue.
Who the fuck is we?
I know who is we. Where the fuck is Yins at? Where's Denver at? Where's our boy Polar from Norway? Where's our guy from Greece? Feel good? That sounds about right. You got it up your nose?
Yeah.
The Sprite went up your nose?
Yeah, I sneezed and I re-sneezed with the previous sneeze.
Okay, sure. See, that's a good point. Do we have people from Dubai who watch the show, or are they just simply listening?
I think, to my knowledge, all these stats that we have seen that I've seen are from audio versions only.
I believe so.
We have way more downloads audio-wise than we do views on YouTube. By not even close.
Yeah, people.
Normally, a good episode on YouTube do a couple hundred views. Like a really good episode. And then but on audio form, we're fucking 100 folds per episode,
something like that.
It's kind of crazy.
See, my guess is people are sneaking us in to their listening, daily listens. like, oh, we can't be watching this on,
Yeah.
in Dubai. I don't know.
It's a lot easier to listen to stuff. Like, for example, like, not to give out the sauce, but like, it's not, how we have a lot of guests come in and shit like that. It's a lot easier to listen, especially in my job now. So like, if people have been in other podcasts or they got like YouTube videos or anything like that, I can listen to that shit all day without having my phone out.
Mm.
And it makes it a lot easier, especially people who have a public persona to a degree.
Yep.
Like right now, I have a ton of notes and a ton of questions for people that have never been here, or I would want them to be here, and I just kind of mock up stuff as I collect information.
Pretty much.
So by the time we do eventually get someone in here that we've either followed for a while or stuff like that, yeah.
It means we're ugly, maybe we're not. But then again, we appreciate all the people who listen to our show and view it too. So
I do have Blake, I do have a face for radio, brother.
So do I. I've been told this many times.
And I am proud of that. I am lucky that the universe did not hand me good looks and a bogging body, because I'd probably be a fuckboy.
See, this is why part of me is like, I want to be a voice actor one day, because I know I could do a good job at that.
Watch out!
I don't need to be.
Oh no, they killed Grandpa. I don't know what anime that's from. Insert anime here where Grandpa dies.
Listen here, we are going to dig down the enemy.
How does this barrel fry? Did you guys see that? You see that video? You can pull it up for Blake if you want, or in the chat. That video I sent you on Instagram of Uncle Ruckus with Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah, that one is good.
That is a delicious video.
It is. Am I just on the podcast page? Can I switch accounts to mine?
Well, you should be. If you've ever signed in, you should have your personal one on there.
I should, and I do. Yeah, boy. Let's do it that way. It would be insane if Smiling Friends got in trouble for domestic abuse. Oh, that show would be.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I mean, that show is just insane as it is. I don't need to be hearing about that. I don't need to be seeing all that either. Where the hell is this? Which chat did you put it in? Both of them?
That's a good fucking question. Might be on both.
You know what? Oh, okay. Angels Instagram reels. Okay, sure. I don't need to.
They're getting a little old. I'm gonna tell them this when I see them next time.
Yep.
And then of course we got
Rick Sanchez.
And Morty Smith. Y'all something. Y'all both do a lot of space travel, is that right?
Oh, we go all over.
Oh yeah.
Dimensions and stuff. Pretty much everywhere.
Now, how comforting is it for y'all to know that out in space there is no Negroes? How comfortable is that for you?
Oh gosh, I never really thought about that, to be honest.
Yeah, it never crossed my mind actually.
Put us in a precarious position.
But what if you come with us?
Oh no, hell no. I mean, I'm a good white man, but I know what it is. Oh, look at that Negro looking over our truck. I just say, I do know the only thing black in space should be a black hole. That's all I'm saying.
We've flown through a couple of those.
Oh, yeah, we sure have.
Oh my goodness.
No, I know this might be uncomfortable for you.
Oh, no, not at all.
Oh, no,
not at all. I know what you're talking about.
I'm super comfortable.
Let me say, when people watch your show, what is the one thing that you want them to remember? What is the one thing that you want them to just know
Be
about?
kind to each other, you know?
Yeah, and the grass tastes bad.
What?
That's a nonsense answer.
Well, slim slum, slippity dop.
Doesn't make any sense.
I have to agree with Slim Slam Slippity Dop. In fact, I wrote a rap song called Slim Slam Slippity Dop.
Well, let's get thrifty. Let's do it.
Slam, Slippity Dop.
Slip, slap, slippity dop. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. That's so bad. Jesus Christ.
It's quite a video.
But yeah, that is true though.
God bless the algorithm.
I do. It's just so noticeable. The new Rick Sanchez voice. It's like, oh.
Yeah, was that the new character or the old one?
That's the new voice actor.
Yeah, because both of them left, right? Both OG ones left or got fired.
No, I think it's just Rick. Just Rick.
Oh, is it just the Rick?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because he was accused of beating his girlfriend or his wife.
Was it really?
Also that, and also.
So he got that Kang Dynasty fucking treatment,
or maybe all.
We'll fucking ignore it and we'll rewrite everything. Like then.
Oh no, he did. Yeah, he did voice both. Okay, never mind. So this might be new people altogether. But yeah,
well, if he voiced both of them, then he had to been replaced for both.
But also, wasn't he like talking to underage girls or some shit? Or was he
That
being
would get
creepy or
you.
something? I don't
That
know.
would definitely put a little smirk on your career.
Yeah.
Don't talk to underage people, please.
Shout out EDP.
Well, not in a good shout out.
No, I know.
Wall of shame shout out. So Dr. Disrespect.
Wait,
I don't know.
why did Kid L just randomly message us? What the fuck?
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, hey, tune into the podcast.
I don't even think he knows we're on right now. He should though. Yeah, he did. The podcast page. You gotta look there, not you. Wait, secret tips and tricks to grow your podcast. It's the path to being famous.
Oh
do
shit,
I
he
want-
did. Shout out to Kidell.
Do I want do I want that to be the way we grow our podcast? Is doing what Rick, the voice of Rick did? Nah, I don't think so.
No, dude.
But- or EDP,
Dude,
even
you
for
know,
that matter.
funny enough, I don't think a lot of the time about like what people in that situation do, but I just find it amazing that, or rather, fucking crazy that there's actual human adults that live their life, and the one thing that gets them off, whether it's metaphorically or literally, is talking to underage people. Like, it's pretty fucking disgusting, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty fucking brutal. Like,
Yeah.
and I remember when I was in middle school and shit like that, I would always hear like, oh, you know, did you hear such and such is dating like a 19-year-old? And I'm like, bro, we're 12. Like, well, who?
Right.
What in the fucking pedophilia shit's going on, bro? What the fuck?
Yeah.
No, it's
Like, no.
fucking crazy, bro. Like, how do people get off and shit like
I
this?
don't know. Oh, I don't know if you knew this, but did you know that EDP is back on YouTube?
Shut the fuck up. No, he's not.
He is.
Is he really?
Yes.
Doing what?
It's normal shit.
Is he really?
Yeah.
You know, I will, you know, take the child molestation aside. I mean, not literally, just metaphorically for this scenario. Some of the fucking EDP moments, bro.
Oh my god.
What the fuck is this? Or what did she say? What's this, motherfucker? Dude, that or like when he pulls out the gun in the middle of the parking lot,
Yeah.
like, yes, your hands up,
Yup.
motherfucker. Classic. I just blew the motherfucking toilet at Chipotle.
Every time.
Oh shit, dude.
Wait,
That's
I'm
fucking great.
going. Oh, where's his channel? Where is his fucking channel? Because I know he. Okay, I'm just gonna type. Yep, there he is. 15,000 subscribers already.
Shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
bro.
He just added. He just posted an hour ago. Nice.
Let's not play into this shit, please. Don't show that on stream. I am not about to give this man
Hey.
anything else.
He is one video is called "Vote Donald Trump 2024."
No, what is EDP doing, bro? Stop. Please stop.
There's another one called "Titties Sticking to My Stomach."
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Let's see. Destroying this drumstick.
Oh.
Is El Pollo Loco worker has a fucking attitude.
You know, but you know
Okay.
what's crazy and something that I've came to notice. Excuse me. Something that I came to notice is that
You don't realize
Oh,
how much.
Okay.
what are you doing?
No. Somebody said Blake sent us a video.
Oh.
You continue.
Hold up, Blake. We'll get it to you. But like I was saying, it blows my mind because you got to understand, right? In a realistic world, we all want to, you know, have some kind of income, especially, you know, like let's say the podcast, right? Or, you know, artists that we know and stuff like that, you know. But like you have to work a 9 to 5, you know, to a degree, right?
Sure.
Because you have to be able to afford to live, right? And like especially like let's use as an example because I don't want to throw anybody's name out there. I work 10-hour shifts every day, but then do this after the fact. And I was watching a video earlier about I might have sent you guys the video because I always if I find good if I find good motivational shit,
yeah.
I like to send it to you guys. And I was talking about how if you do, I think it might have been fucking. Damn, was it John Cena? Whatever. Somebody said, and I'm gonna paraphrase it. Hopefully, I don't butcher it. Of like, if you are doing something 10 times and you persist on doing it. Oh, it was J. Cole, I think. And you felt all 10 times, and you don't realize it that you're on your 11th try. That's when the shit actually happens. Is you have to be consistent, like period, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you do truly never know when it's like right around the corner.
Right.
So I personally feel like I had to change my mentality, and ironically, it happened today when I was in the fucking toilet at work.
Of course.
When I was like, when I was, because I mean, to be real, and I'll keep it a buck. You know, I don't fucking lie in this podcast. There is, because we've been shooting a lot of episodes lately. You know, there's a little bit of like, fuck, you know, we got another one. And it's like, but it's like, I remember how hard it was to, you know, when we very, very first started, we were doing like one a week. And you know what I mean? And I remember that fucking joy of like, hell yeah, we about to shoot one, you know?
Sure.
So I'm like, if I lose that drive and that love of what I'm doing, then why the fuck am I doing it? And it was like a flip of a switch when I was in the toilet at work. Where I'm like, fuck, yeah, you know, I'm excited to go do the fucking podcast, you know? Like, fuck yeah. And which I am. I'm not pretending to not be. And
like, well, the door's there.
And you know what I mean? Like, that's the goal. It's like, fuck, if I do this 10 more years, and fuck, we only go a little bit up on, you know, following shit, like, at least it's something that I'm enjoying that I'm doing.
Right.
Which is, it's not, I mean, it's a hard pill to swallow, because that means it's going to be unpaid, per se, ish, right? But I'm also part of a career that I personally like. And finding that balance between that, your love life, and then, you know, now that you're single. But, yeah, no, it's, I don't even know what the fuck I was going with this.
Let's see. I know how to balance. I know how to balance, unlike some people, but it's okay. I can't. I don't have room to talk.
Yeah, right.
That's all I'll say.
But no, yeah. I mean, that's probably again one of the really shit that I realized today is like, you know, whatever happens down the road, I'm gonna treat everybody with the utmost respect and try to lift literally the city and the area that we love, you know. And
as much as they don't want to do the same for us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fuck it, right? Like, I mean, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I had a good conversation with my girlfriend yesterday where I was like literally expressing my, you know, my doubts and shit of like, you know, fuck, like nobody's really supporting us and shit like that. And she told me something, because that's one thing, you know, I absolutely love her for. It's like, we are in a space that, first of all, is really, really competitive, right? Mm-hmm. We're not pushing out clickbaity shit. We're not pushing out, you know, I guess, normal stuff that should be great. Like, we're, at the end of the day, realistically speaking, we're not, like, providing something that's off the wall fucking clickbaity drama and shit like that. We're actually just engaging in conversation with people we like and people we want to, you know, highlight. So that made me realize, it's like, fuck, well, I mean, technically, yeah, we're in a sea of people where, unless... It's not about being. No.
Try, yeah. Plug again.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, and she made me realize, like, you know, sometimes, because she was telling me she doesn't even get shit that we post, like, unless she manually goes back and looks at her shit,
right?
And that made me really think. I'm like, well, you know, maybe it's not like a personal thing. It's just that for whatever reason, people stopped interacting with our shit, and again, it could have been because we were just posting fucking memes at one point or whatever the fuck it was. Unless people manually go back and check on our shit, you know, they're not gonna be up to date with it. So I started to feel a little bit more at peace of like, you know, fuck it, maybe, you know, I don't give a fuck with the algorithm, thanks. And you know, and from there we're just going it out. So I don't know where I was going with this, but that's like anything. Look at a rug.
It's not for sale. We don't have that on our. We're not selling that as merch, unfortunately. Right. On Skibidi, I felt that.
On Skibidi, I felt that.
I can't think of it. I can't see that.
Dude,
see or hear that word.
Speaking of that, we're not speaking about Skibidi, but on the way here, I was driving to the studio, right? And you know how many fucking lightning I saw, bro? I stopped in.
It was a light. It was probably a light show.
Dude, I bought a Monster at a gas station on the way here, and the fucking ground shook, bro. It was like a lightning that struck maybe like a mile from where I was at. And I'm like, damn, like the universe can really, and I was just thinking the whole time, I'm like, man, God can really just hit you with one of them bitches and you're dead, dude.
Yep.
Like, I was like, oh, shit. Like, that's crazy. Like, a little nice, humble reminder that we're human and
we're conductors.
Yes, we are conductors. And we have a very, very limited time on this earth. And we gotta enjoy the best of it, man. Because at the end of the day, if you feel like you did everything you could, you shouldn't have any regrets, you know, so, yeah.
It's just do your thing.
Do your thing, bro.
Do your thing, man.
Keep doing what you like. And good things will happen. Treat people with respect and good. And if they want to make you the villain, fuck it, bro. Like, I mean, shit, speaking of Kid L, there was a post posted in, oh, you know, he posted it, right? anyways, I think it was earlier today or yesterday, about it was either a reporter or a host somewhere about him being like a culture vulture and shit.
Yeah.
And I started to think, it's like, well, if he has a platform, and I know, throughout the episodes every now and then, I've like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with Kiddo, but that's me just fucking around. About how like they accuse him of being like a vulture, whatever the fuck that means. But it's like, if you have a platform and you put people on, again, we are in a position to where our platform is not that big. So when somebody comes in bigger than us, we're grateful. You know what I mean? Shit, we even try to bend the schedule a little bit because they have nothing to give from us.
Pretty much.
Period. Long story short, no bullshit. And then, when we're about the same, I guess you can say, followers, it's a respectful thing. And it's like, why all this hate? Like, why can't we just all collectively like be grateful that everybody's like rising the city? Like when we had Chingo Bling a couple of weeks ago, I was giving him the speech about the city, right? Hey, because last time he was here was 14 years ago.
Yeah.
And to whoever doesn't know that's listening to this point, first of all, thank you. Chingo Bling is a Mexican American artist that's really, really big in the Latin American community for being a comedic rapper, kind of like G-Man Cash, right?
Yeah.
But in Spanish. Long story short. And he, the last time he was in Detroit was 14 years ago, which was a whole different Detroit. And I was literally selling him the speech of like, hey, this is how the city is and where it's at now. And we were like walking around downtown at like 1 a.m., dude. And he was, you can see the amazement of him, like, damn, like Detroit is really changing.
Yeah.
And I feel like, why wouldn't we change the culture? Hence why we invite people more often now. Because it's like, let's build together, bro. Like,
yeah.
Fuck. Like, it's not that hard. Like, why are we like fucking fighting like crabs on a bucket? Come on, bro. Like, Jesus Christ. But I don't know, and it boggles me, especially when we had like that bullshit drama with that fucking asshole. It's like, with what purpose, dude? Like, social media is social media. Like, whatever reputation you build for yourself is gonna follow you, and it's gonna follow you hard, bro. So, be good to everybody, bro, and do what you love. Both things can be true.
Very, very true. Hey, we may not ever be profitable off this thing, but we're having fun while we do it.
That's true.
And then we can all. We're always like, hey, we made some viral clips.
Yeah,
it can still happen.
I'm telling you, today's day. My personal goal is to make a video that's actually a podcast video, and it surpasses our most viral video.
Yeah.
Which you got to, and I don't want to suck our own dick per se, metaphorically speaking.
Yeah, right.
But when that video went viral, the joke of the clown, right? Dude, there wasn't a lot of videos that got 11 million views. Like, it was not as often, and I'm talking only two years ago.
Right.
Nowadays, you got fucking videos with 300 million views, which is fucking insane, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like we got a good shot at making a video with like, some popularity. But again, that goes to a question of like, are we really shadow banned or are we not? Small part of me wants to like make a whole new account and just like start from scratch.
Oh my god!
But it's like, fuck, that's a hell of a gamble, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
I'm
to
not
whoever's listening to this point, we're watching.
I know.
Shout out to the guests that couldn't make it today.
Yes. By the way, we did say to chat, you're invited to be on, Blake. We know you have it. We have a Discord. You can always go in and call us and some shit. If you guys want to join in, why the hell not? We're just chilling, we're vibing.
Yeah, we tried.
There's a storm
weather,
outside.
Yeah, it's storming a little bit.
Just a bit.
Just a couple tornadoes. Just a couple porches got fucked. A little minor stuff.
Some trees got cut in half.
Literally though, bro. I was just watching Instagram before we started this fucking thing of like fucking people's porches and shit, collapsed trees, fucking posts. And I'm like, damn, it's a rough one. The fucking freeway was kind of bad on the way here, dude.
I'm sure.
But hey, you gotta love the craft. I'm willing to die for this shit.
Today might have been
for this shit. I don't know, whatever Kendrick says.
Today might have been the last really hot day of the year.
I hope to God that's the case, bro. I work on cars, my boy.
Yeah.
You have, well, I'm sure you have an idea. Today the shop was so fucking hot.
I bet.
It was so fucking hot, bro.
Yeah. I bet that shower afterwards was very, very
Oh
nice.
my god, dude! I didn't want to get out the shower. My god.
Yeah?
Oh.
Hey.
Just thinking about it.
I mean, to be fair though, as an athlete playing in weather like this,
Oh, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro.
It's cold shower.
Yeah, Oh man, that
People
shit
think
feels
those
so
aren't
fucking-
great. Oh, you're crazy.
Well, I mean, I don't think that. I mean, I don't know.
in
Joe Rogan might think otherwise, but I don't think shocking your body with really cold water is a good thing.
No, not like go crazy, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like
fucking cold plunges, bro.
No, and you can feel that difference. I'm like, I don't want to go that far,
Right.
But yeah, it was nice. Those are nice moments.
Yeah.
I needed those. Oh yeah, what did we do? What did we do last weekend? We can review that, shall we?
Not really.
You don't want to talk
I don't
about
give a fuck
Southwest
about-
Fest?
No. Yeah, no fuck.
Damn. Well, we had a good time.
It was a good. It was a good time in Southwest Detroit with all the Mexicans and everybody. There wasn't just Mexican. You know, obviously it wasn't just a Mexican festival,
Pretty much.
but it was a Mexican town, and it was a lovely festival. And I had fun, and I hope everybody that I did the sound for had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I tried my best. If you don't like it, oh well. Fucking happened already. Get over it. You should have came to sound check.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no. You know, life is good. I can't complain. I have health. I'm walking.
Yep. We are
Still
good.
have both parents. So yeah.
Yeah, I did some good. I had some decent photography that I gotta still.
Oh,
go
dude, you
sift
got any
through.
pictures?
I have to sift through them. I haven't had a chance
you
to.
haven't got a chance.
No.
I mean, I feel it.
Yeah, I'll look
So
through
it
them.
should
I
be
can do
pretty
it
good.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do it soon.
It was good. It was
Whatever
good.
good ones you get, let me get them.
You know, I was gonna mention because I know after his set, Victorino was like, "Man, it sucked. Brian I couldn't drag Brian out of the out of his duties."
And I was fucking like, I worked more than I thought I was gonna. I'm gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
I was at one point almost fucking running for back and forth. It was again, I don't want to dwell on it. So
no.
but yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was cool. I think because Victorino was like, "Man, I wanted to get Brian for his like 5 second
Yeah, yeah.
little just one verse."
At this point,
When he
just
did- when he
just
did
add it on
that.
the live performance one, dude, so I can open it. At least be there in spirit, you know.
That is a good point. He could do that.
Just add my voice at the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in other current events, not to dwell too much into the Southwest culture of Detroit, RFK dropped out of that race, bro.
He did.
Not to get too political, but you know, we'll keep it low, light, little zero sugar type of dive into. And he's been endorsing the fuck out of Trump, bro. Like, I mean, not just like, yeah, fuck it, Trump. No, he's like endorsing Trump.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff he's saying, bro, I don't know, man. Look, I'll be the first one to say it, and you don't have to say it with me, bro. But I've been a Democrat all my life that I've been able to vote. It might change this election, bro.
Oh,
I'm saying
is he swaying you?
I want no, dude. I wanted to vote for RFK. Period.
Oh.
But where's he at now?
Well,
and I gotta vote. Who am I fucking gonna vote for? The Independent fucking Green Party? What the fuck it was?
Jill Stein, baby.
Jill Stein voted for the 20th time. No, dude. So I don't know. I'm not saying I'm voting for Trump. I'm just saying it's gonna be a little hard to swallow that Harris. Pause.
Why did I hear something that there was a potential that Trump may look to replace his running mate with RFK?
I thought that was just a bunch of bullshit. I thought it was like a meme. Is that like an actual thing that might happen?
That was a report somewhere, yeah.
What?
Like an aide.
Yeah,
like
you
a
know,
Trump.
if that happens, that's a guarantee. Like, he won that election.
Oh, he said no on that fake news. Well, I don't
I
know.
gotta be, dude. He's a journalist. Don't fucking look at me.
I don't know. Like, hey, wait a
I
minute.
try to be like, hey,
I'm
I
trying
don't
to be
know about
reputable
that.
here.
Yeah, he's the one that's reputable.
I'm looking into. Hey, I don't stick to one set of news sources. I
don't look
change
at
it
any
around.
news
I change
sources.
it around. No, I change it around. Oh, Theo Vaughn asked him in the interview.
Did he really?
There you go.
Dude, I could have sworn I should have remembered that. I saw that bitch. Oh, dude, that video where he talking about, he's like, man, cocaine would turn you into a motherfucking light pole or some shit. I'm like, yo, bro, he's talking to the president. Talking about, you're like, yeah, I'll be doing cocaine sometimes. Like, yo, what the one thing I loved about that interview was Trump pretending to like not know what any of that is. I'm not saying he's lying about him not drinking and smoking.
Right.
I'm pretty sure Trump's been around motherfuckers that do a little bit of line of coke. Motherfucker, I've been around motherfuckers that do a line of coke. You know what I mean? I'm sure as hell no Trump has been around people with the down.
Well, he may or may not have visited, a certain island. You don't know what they were
Oh
doing.
shit! I forgot about that.
There's that. He was
I
maybe
completely
there.
Forgot about the island. Hey, what happened to Epstein? Huh? We just all forgot about that. Like the island got nuked out of the fucking geography map. I'm sure it's just still open, right?
It must be
Right.
Oh,
Or is it like just closed off? Like, all right, nobody comes into this island.
I don't know.
That's a good question.
You know what is crazy? I read somewhere that Trump, one of his planes actually used to be registered to Epstein.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
bro.
I think they had to use a replacement plane, and it was one of Epstein's old jets.
Yeah.
Like, all right,
Dude, but,
ties again.
And the longer we do this podcast, the more I've realized how. I'm sure you've heard of degrees of separation all the time, right?
Right.
We had a guest 2 weeks ago that turned down a deal from Diddy. Diddy. That's absolutely fucking insane. Because everybody and their mama in the country that's our age or younger, I'm sure has said, at one point, no Diddy, bro, pause.
Yeah.
And I said no Diddy, pause 2 weeks ago. And this man literally told a story. I'm like, oh yeah, fucking Pitbull call me. First of all, Pitbull call me. Talking about Little John just lie to fucking P. Diddy when he calls you. Like, what? Dude, what the fuck? Like, pause. Literally, like, what the fuck? That's crazy, bro. Like, that blows my mind a little bit, How, like, I don't know, just fucking, I'm a little speechless, man. I'm still processing that a little bit,
I know, I'm like, all right.
Anyways, I don't want to get too sidetracked.
Wait, Blake was like, I saw a deal for fish scales, 14 grams for $369, and I don't even do coke, and I was tempted. All right, you did.
Wait,
this
what?
life, I guess.
What the fuck, Blake? We switched from P. Diddy to coke.
You mentioned it briefly. He said he was looking into our Discord to see, so he might be trying to hop on.
Oh, shit, for real?
If he does,
hey, just reminder, Blake. When you come on here, just don't say anything racist or drop the N-word. It's pretty easy requirement.
Literally, that's the only thing we ask of you.
Please,
don't do that.
Please. Because we might have to delete the fucking VOD or, do some modifying. I'm begging you, bro. I'm not saying you have to censor yourself. I'm just saying, be mindful.
He's like, what if I said that's racist? we don't believe you are. We have to make sure. He's like, I've been waiting for this day.
He's like, oh yeah. As soon as he answers, hey Blake, are you on the line? Just fucking drop.
And I have to quickly like,
oh my god, why no?
No, I don't even have to hit that. I'm just gonna hit the end button right away.
Yeah, just hit that shit.
Like, that's it.
All right, and we're done for today. We should rename this episode to, like, if the stream ends, it's because the power went out, or Blake said the N-word.
He'll hop on once he's out of the toilet.
Fuck it, hop on the toilet, bro. Be the first guest to call in from the toilet.
You've almost wanted to do that once.
Oh yeah,
when we were doing virtual shows,
yeah.
But you obviously weren't going to do it on camera.
Hell no. That's crazy, dude.
You already watched it.
First guest up on fucking podcast from the toilet is crazy.
That's. I'm telling you, man. Toilets are like a powerful instrument for you to like express yourself, aren't they?
Dude. That's where the name for this episode came. I mean, not this episode. The name for this podcast came to be.
Yeah.
This whole entity, whole 3-year-old program came out of an idea I had in the toilet.
I know. That's. The best thoughts come from.
Hey man, some of the best creativity shit comes out of the bathroom. And actual shit.
You might be taking a shower or you're sitting on the toilet. It's
or
one
both.
or the other.
You might be taking a shower while on the toilet.
If that works that way, why not?
Man, two birds, one stone. You're emptying the inside and cleaning the outside.
Makes sense.
It's quote of the day.
That's totally cool.
Episode of the day. Episode name.
I like that.
Oh, my back hurts, bro.
The funny thing is, right now, like, yeah, he is here.
What?
There's the motherfucker. He's in.
Is he really?
He's in the general. He's in the. Oh.
You have to pull it into the private one.
Oh, he has to go into the live show.
Yeah, dude, don't have just fucking. And let's not stream just the actual general channel.
Get in the live.
No, you have to get him in there. You can't just fucking get him by himself.
I don't know how to do that.
You have to just drag him in.
I tried, and there he is. How do I get out of this bitch? There you go. Wait, how does this work where I have to, like... Wait, if I go into live, I do it this way.
Don't record his face.
I'm not. He's not on camera. I hear something. You heard that, right?
Hey, hello.
Hello?
Oh shit! There he is.
What up, bro? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Am I live?
I think so.
You should be live.
Let me check the audio on the stream.
Test one.
All right. Test 1, 2.
It's coming out. It's coming out. I hear it.
There you go. I just want to make sure you're not echoey and shit, because then that would really kind of ruin the whole episode.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
But hello, Blake. What's up, bro? Nice to meet you.
Oh, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Of course. Hell yeah, we love that. We love that.
Oh, shit, now I feel like I'm a radio station host that's been doing this for 30 years and hate my life.
So I was watching the news the other night, and I can't figure out who to vote for president. Can you tell me who to vote for?
I love how that just broke up. Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, I just trying to figure out who to vote for president. I'm just in such a debacle right now. My whole life's in shambles.
Oh, shit. And this is definitely not a lie. Who you vote for president is going to definitely change your life and make your life better. It's definitely not a lie. Not capping. Keeping it a bucko. Hundro. Shooting straight. All bullets.
I still have not voted.
How old are you? Not to put your shit out there.
I'm about to be 25 here in December.
Oh, for real? What day?
The 22nd.
Oh, shit. That's pretty cool. Wait, you said 25. Oh, damn. So you've had, what, just one election prior or two? At least major election. Just one?
I am definitely, just one. Just the Biden-Trump one.
Did you vote on that one or no?
No, I have not voted yet.
Damn. Well,
for me, though, I only
vote.
I'm only going to vote for selfish reasons because, weirdly, with my field of work, you get paid more and there's less restrictions when there's Republicans in office.
Ooh, what are you working? Sounds like blue collar.
It's doing health and life and investments,
Oh, really?
mostly in the senior market.
Ah.
But I have not really touched the investment stuff. It's just seen the kind of corruption so far on the health side.
Right. Health side. You do remote work or what do you do?
Oh, I go straight to people's houses.
Oh shit! You're the ones. You're the ones that go to people's houses and people pretend not to be home.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time. I send out direct mailers
though, right?
now.
When we pretend not to be home,
I'd rather that than someone waste my time because it might be 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, gotcha.
And that happened a lot when I started work.
And then you were there for 3 hours and get nothing done.
Yeah, but when you go to I have a list of 100 names, you're definitely going to find people home.
Gotcha.
Who are at least willing to answer the door.
Yeah, no, I mean I live in an apartment complex, so I don't have that problem. Which I never thought about that actually. Nobody's ever known.
Oh, it's the same here. We have Mormons come by. Every 6 months.
Oh shit! I used to when I lived with my parents, they used to fucking come in all the time because I used to live back in the hood. # Southwest Detroit. So we would get so many fucking people, at least 2 or 3 a week, of hey, this is community outreach, blah blah blah. Which I'm not, making fun of them or anything. God bless their soul, and having to do all that shit, all the doors they get closed on. But dude,
how bad was your hood?
Well, when I got there in 2004, because I've only been in America since 2004. I mean, I was born here, but long story short, I was raised in Mexico and then came back. When I got here in 2004, that was the Detroit of 2004, which was pretty fucking rough. So there wasn't a lot of Mexicans to begin with in that area. There was a lot of African American and kind of poor whites around where I lived. I got jumped once, not my ass beat or anything. Well, I guess that would be the definition of jump. I got robbed. That's probably better. Once when I was in middle school.
God damn.
It really sucked. But it wasn't I never got my ass beat or shit like that. But which I'm thankful for. But you do see I saw people get robbed and shit like that. Not on a regular basis, but shit happens. And
did you get robbed at school or outside of school?
No, shit, outside of school, dog. On my way walking to school because I used to, I grew up with immigrant parents and shit. So when I was a kid, I fucking had to get places without, because parents are working all the time. So I was maybe 12 years old. And I was in middle school and shit. But yeah.
Well, how old are you now?
I'm 29.
Okay, you're a little bit younger than one of my brothers. He, when he went to school, had a knife pressed up against him, and some guy was jacking his shit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I just had fucking 7 dudes surround me. That's I don't think I need a knife for that. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
nothing you can do there.
But funny enough, I would randomly see him or that group, every now and then. Like when I got older and like really became older and kind of got my shit together, I would occasionally see them with like ankle bracelets and shit, and it's like, oh, well, your life never got better. Like, and it's crazy because to this day I've never ran into any of them ever. I'm like, damn, are they like in prison or something? Like, what happened? Like,
Or worse.
Dude, I was just talking about
or
this.
worse, which is crazy, right? Because I have classmates when I was a kid, in Mexico, that are now dead. I don't know the percentage of the classmates, when I was in elementary, but the state that I'm from in Mexico is the most violent state in the country, and I know at least a handful of the people that I went to school with that fucking got murdered now, which is crazy.
Dude, it's crazy. I was just talking about this where I haven't ran into these people, middle school or high school, maybe one or two people.
Right.
And I live in a smaller city. I mean, it's maybe 500,000 people.
You live south,
But you feel like you run into people, huh?
You live in the south, right?
Straight in the center in Kansas.
Oh, yeah, center. Well, south of here.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, I guess.
But yeah, it's crazy. You always think you're going to run into these people, and now the only time I hear about all these people are, they're lifers now in prison, just got out back in, or they're dead now.
Yeah,
Like, I grew up in a rough area where cops wouldn't even go there just because it was, people selling crack, people shooting guns, people shot at the cops in that neighborhood, and meth lab blew up. So it was just really just, a black Mexican area, and then you had the white people there were like, we're not going to move, my grandparents bought this house 100 years ago.
Were here. I'm not moving.
I'm proud of these meth labs.
Yeah, right. This is my country. Yeah, no, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's crazy when you finally do move out of the hood. Like,
It is. I mean, right
It doesn't
now I
feel
don't live
real.
in Detroit anymore, and it's it's fucking night and day, dude. And I mean, not to a degree now, not really. Might be a little exaggeration, but again, just because Detroit is so much better now than it was 14 years ago. Like, now the word gentrification, I think that would be by definition what's happening to Detroit. And like I was saying earlier, we had a relatively kind of famous guest a couple of weeks ago that I had the privilege to kind of show him around town and shit, and he was just fucking blown away. He's thinking about like coming back next year and just doing more shows and shit like that. Because a lot of
on the way by Detroit?
yeah, because Detroit is just it's lifting. It's a lot better than what it was 14 years ago.
Fair enough, because when you start to travel, you hear some places suck, and you get there, and it's just like not that bad.
Right. Now there is one place that I've traveled to, like New York, dude. I think it's like overhyped. It looks better on paper than when you're
Doesn't
there.
it always?
Yeah, and that's one of the things that really sucked when I went to New York. I'm like, man, it smells like fucking piss. There's so many people. I was driving, dude, which made it worse. Like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, you're stuck there.
Yeah, no, dude, and I mean, I know exactly what not to do next time I go to New York, and but you have to walk everywhere unless you want to pay fucking outrageous amount of money to get places.
No, you're good.
And yeah, it's quite interesting. There's stuff that it's like better in your imagination, which is, I guess it's kind of eye opening when you go to places. Like like I hear Kansas now or South, and it's like I've kind of been to some mid southern states. For Kentucky's in the middle, right? That would be
Yeah,
considered
you'd
the
say
center.
so.
So
A bit more to the right, but yeah.
Right, yeah. So I had an ex in Kentucky, so I've been in like rural areas in that state, and it's not even that bad, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't like to be down there in the '60s, but like modern day America is, to a degree, it's a lot better, I'm sure, than what it was fucking 40 years ago.
People just church up, L.A. and New York, and the only thing better about New York, I'd say, is you can take a subway. Your options are driving, 1 mile per hour, or
right,
just not making eye contact with the homeless dude jerking off next to you.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we have that in Detroit.
Yeah, we still
Don't get me
do.
wrong. I don't know if you heard that story of the little fucking homeless dude that's looked at my job. They always calls me a faggot.
No, I have not heard this.
Every time.
Dude!
Every time.
Every time I run into him, he's like, "Hey there, little faggy boy." I'm like, "Well, come on, bro. What did I do to you, bro?" Like, I'm like, "I'd rather you call me a fat piece of shit." Like, why you gotta call me faggy, bro?
Now working with all of these government programs, especially like with the homeless, one of the things you learn is it is almost impossible, at least the places I've, been to and like worked in, because I mostly focus on the Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas area,
right.
more so like Kansas City. And what I've seen is the homeless people, like, there are so many shelters, so many places that serve you meals a day that if you get kicked out of them, that means you had 100 chances.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how long their bans last for, but
right.
It is almost impossible for someone to go homeless and go hungry or without a bed, or without even helping them, get their ID or get on a job. Like, it's shocking because I grew up seeing homeless people and felt bad, told not to give them money but give them food, and now I'm an adult, I see them get food, but people offer them housing, and a lot of them don't want it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to use the guy that I always run into as an example, but you can tell when somebody's like right, you know what I mean, in the head.
Oh yeah,
and just his mannerisms and the behavior he has, I'm like, dude, like it's sad, It's not even scary or anything like that. It's just sad because you can tell that he needs not just like a house and money and shit. Like he actually needs help, and
it's so rough, man.
And it's fucking rough because it's like I'm sure there's like that's not the only case, I'm sure there's like I don't know what fraction it would be for everybody that's homeless, but I'm sure some mental disorder is probably a good factor on that because I mean I've been and to keep it fucking 100% before I moved and got the career that I'm in right now, I was a fucking week from being homeless almost damn near, dude.
Yeah, it's scary.
But if you got that fucking at least I can only speak as a dude. You have to fucking step up. Do shit you don't like. And
yeah, I mean, a lot of them with the drug addiction, mental illness, a lot of them just see it as a lawless, land where you can't tell me when to get up, you can't tell me where to go, you can't tell me I can't get high. Like, I'll do whatever I want. I'll turn down housing because I want to live by my own rules, and to a degree, I got to respect that just to dedicate it.
Right.
There's that.
That hard.
Yeah. There's a good level, but it's like, okay, you gotta have something to fall back on, just a little bit. If you don't have that kind of support group or the resources there, it's like, okay, well, what do you have? What if something kind of goes south a little bit? It's like,
Did you ever look at the mole people I sent you? People don't like when you say mole people. I guess people want you to say like tunnel people in Vegas. Oh man,
he sent this last week, I believe. It's in Las Vegas. They have people living in tunnels, essentially.
Like
I believe there's about 600 miles of tunnels, and people live in the tunnels mostly under, I believe, Caesar's Palace.
Oh, okay.
So they get their water, just kind of coming through the ceiling. There's like a couple different sources, but it's just miles, and every time it rains, it's going to flood through there. And a lot of them have been there like 13 years, they just, some of them genuinely don't mind it at all. They see it as like a club, they got each other's backs.
Right.
It's insane.
I mean, but to a degree, it's like, again, I'm not a big fan of glorifying certain people, or, I like to separate people's art sometimes from who they are. I don't, Andrew Tate gets a lot of hate and shit. But there's a couple things that that he says that I think are a little universally true. For example, like it doesn't matter how rich or poor you are. If you have a good company around you, and you can shoot shit and have that camaraderie of people that you can literally be in the fucking dirt with. That's how most people see as winning life, not having money and shit like that. Which I
agree.
Which you
want that good support.
Again, I don't agree with everything he might say or believe, but if you have good friends, it doesn't matter if you're fucking. First of all, you probably wouldn't even be homeless. You know what I mean? Because like I've told Myra, shit, if it gets rough for you, or vice versa, like you got somewhere to be at, bro.
Like I work 3 months of the year unpaid,
right?
And we have each other's backs. Like it was my brother's first year doing it, and one of the guys was. Down to like $15 in his bank account at the end of those 3 months, and
call that every 2 weeks.
As little as my brother had, he was willing to give him something because you get your big check, at the end of January. So it is nice to know like we have each other's backs because we work with people we've grown up with, known 15 plus years.
Right. Yeah, and that's And that's the other thing too, is when you have nothing, dude, you weed out a lot of people in your life. Like that happened to me. Like when I was a week away from almost being homeless. Like, dude, like there's some people that don't fucking talk to me no more, you know. And it wasn't necessarily just for that, but it was like when you have nothing to offer people, either financially or they know that they can't physically get anything more out of you, you know, whether literally or metaphorically. Like they just fucking turn their backs and leave, and it's crazy. It's like I thought we were fucking ride or die and shit, and I guess not.
But do you live on your own right now currently?
Well, I live with my girl.
Okay, well, before she was in the picture, did you have your own place for a while?
No, I live with my parents.
Okay.
Hell yeah, no, I was that grown ass fucking Hispanic dude living in the attic of my parents' house. Yeah, until I was 27, 28. Yeah.
Just a knockoff of Harry Potter.
Right, literally, I was like a grown non-Howards attending Harry Potter.
Fuck off, Mom. I'm on Discord.
Yeah, not even that, dude. That was even the sadder part. I wouldn't even fucking like be like a fucking loser online. I just had no presence. I just didn't exist.
You just need a few certain features, and
Yeah.
boom, Harry Potter. Now you're fully
Which is
in it.
crazy. I like, again, I don't want to dive into like relationships and shit like that, but when you live like kind of life in autopilot and shit, and you don't have a drive or somebody to push you to be better, dude, you people can be stuck in that cycle forever, man. Just going
Oh, yeah.
work home, overtime as fuck, go home, and be like, oh, why am I single? Oh, why am I this? Why is my life not getting better? Oh, like it's so easy to be in that cycle, dude, and it's crazy until somebody literally comes behind you and go like, hey, you should do something better with your life.
Oh, man, it's horrible being on the opposite end of that cycle where you don't have to leave. You know, you don't have to go out.
Right.
Yeah, that's what kind of been my story this year is I haven't really needed to leave,
Right.
so I haven't. You don't realize how much of a toll that takes on you to even start getting back out there.
Right.
Because if you have an income you can live off of, you're going to just do that for a while just to breathe and just
Right.
have like your own little shitty vacation.
Yeah, no, I used to travel a lot when I was younger, like my early 20s, younger, not way younger than that. But yeah, no.
Where'd you go?
I mean, I used to go to. I mean, like I said, I've been to New York. I went to Seattle. I used to go to Texas a lot. I mean, just miscellaneous cities around here. You know, fucking Cedar Point, Chicago. Well, at least near us per se.
Chicago.
If you check my personal Instagram, I have a trip that I one day just randomly on a whim went to Bryant, Ohio. So it's the city of Bryant.
City of Bryan.
Yeah, and it's literally spelled like my name is spelled.
I know, lucky you. You get your
So
own
like,
city.
so like, I went to I took a picture in front of like this fire department, the police department. And I was like, oh look, it's mine.
I'm like, come on, man, you
Oh,
lucky.
yeah, dude. I kept the receipt from Wendy's that said, City of Bryan at the bottom. I was like, hell yeah.
You got to be careful, man. Like you got to figure out which Bryan it's named after.
Right.
If I went to the city of Jared, that might be crazy, and then I find out it's named after Jared Fogle.
Oh,
A bad problem right there.
damn it.
Damn.
Damn it. Take a picture with you eating a Subway in front of the sign. I don't know. That foot long.
Have you heard Tom Segura's story about Jared?
No.
He claimed that he was originally going to do ads with him for Subway where Jared promotes the healthy subs, and he'd kind of be like the redheaded stepchild brother who'd promote the unhealthy subs, because he's overweight.
Well, at the time, right? Because I think Tom Segura is actually in pretty good shape now.
It was at the time, like this
Right.
was a long time ago.
Yeah, it must
and,
have been when Jared wasn't a pedophile yet.
Not proven.
well, he was just not Kai. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
right.
He said that
Good
Jared
fucking
just seemed
point.
like a weird guy. Like you wouldn't think that of him, but he was just a strange dude because
Nah,
he didn't even know what to do with
He
this
looked
thing.
like from a mile away, just people didn't say it.
Yeah, and he got lucky because it was going to pay him really good, like $200,000, just insane amounts. But Subway changed their CEO, and new CEO step in. They want to change everything up. They don't want to bring in someone old, an old idea someone else had, and not get credit for it.
That's one thing that I fucking hate about people that come into companies, bro. We gotta change shit around. It wasn't working before. Well, it was working well enough to give you a job, motherfucker. Like, what do you mean it wasn't working? Man, we should start with eliminating your position. How about that? Like, what the fuck? They always want to come in and like eliminate jobs. I'm like, oh, this is not needed, or I'm gonna change this around. We can do it better. Like, this company's been alive for 70. Now, mind you, I'm not a believer that it's always been done that way. it should always be done that way.
Right.
Try new things. But if somebody tells you, bro, we tried that already, I think we can make it work.
I mean, it's the same thing when people talk about
Like,
we
what
should
the
do
fuck,
this, and
dude?
it's been done 100 times, it didn't work, and they said we'll be different this time.
Does the exact same thing, doesn't work. I guess it didn't work.
Hey, back to
Communism will work this time, I promise.
Dude, like
No.
shit, like obvious shit like that though. Like, if we give a handful group of people all the power, but we distribute it evenly, it should work. The fuck, dude.
Why do you think? Okay, Ron, does it remind me of like all those companies buying these YouTube channels now, trying to change things up, and now everyone's leaving.
Yeah,
and
like
doing their
fucking
own thing.
Donut Media. I don't know if you're hip with that channel or automotive on the online world. But yeah, I know that fucking a lot of the hosts in that fucking channel are leaving and creating their own channels, which is funny as hell. Like they got bought because they were so popular, or kind of growing exponentially because of those people that are now literally leaving because they're like, hey, this shit's becoming something we didn't want it to become. So they're literally starting from scratch, their own channels, how they were before they got bought. Now that's fucking.
And they're just turning YouTube into BuzzFeed now.
Literally, yeah, literally though. Thank you, Mr. Beast. God damn it.
Is he gonna tell us about what the hell's going on with him? Or is it not? No.
Who?
Mr. Beast.
Well,
the
it's-
whole allegations.
Well,
thing.
His
He's
brand,
smart, he won't.
Yeah, his brand's catching strays, but he personally doesn't. I mean,
He'd
what
be
the
fine.
fuck does he owe the public? Nothing. You know what I mean?
Well, here's a quote from someone who was like paid. I believe this guy would
Excuse me.
spread propaganda about people. And he said basically, if you don't comment on it, people forget it. But once you address it, even if it's not true, people remember it forever.
Yeah, that is true though.
Hmm.
It's like sometimes when you give something attention, that makes it even worse.
It's
I
that
mean,
Streisand effect.
I mean, it depends what it is. You know what I mean? Like if somebody off the blue came out right now, I'd be like, Brian's a pedophile. It's like, well, I'm not. You know what I mean? Like, I guess depends, but I don't know. There's certain
It's
things.
crazy it is with all the people mad. Best thing to do is not say anything at all, whether you're guilty or not.
Fuck, are you microwaving something?
No, he's
right now?
washing clothes.
I'm doing laundry, dude.
I was like, I recognize that. I have that same damn tone. Good man.
What the fuck? Like, is he pulling something out of the microwave? That's crazy.
It's gonna play me a song when it's done.
Hell no, dude. That's funny. The fuck were we talking about? I got distracted.
Companies.
Mr. Beast kicking them always down.
Oh yeah, is he down though?
No.
Last time I checked,
He's a little down, dude. Everyone's coming at him at once. There's that Chris Tyson, his Amazon show. People are freaking out about it, trying to get contestants out.
Oh my god.
Like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong at the exact same time.
He makes dope chocolate dough. I fuck with it. I buy one every now and then. Tastes almost like
I have not
Hershey's.
tried it.
I live suspiciously too close to Hershey's. But
Suspicious.
won't let it
The
slide.
dangerous thing with his brand is he supposedly doesn't really take much money for himself, and that he just puts it right back in the videos.
Mhm.
And that's nice if your thing, lasts forever. But YouTube, if you know anyone who has made a little remote success on YouTube, they'll tell you
They don't last.
they're
forever,
constantly they're terrified because they could be, no one's watching them a month from now. They're just not algorithm friendly anymore.
dude. Yeah. I mean, at the same time, though, I feel like Mr. Beast is a little bit of an anomaly, dude, because he's branched
He's the
out.
largest, so he'll be.
Not to begin with, he's the largest, period. But on top of that, he has done it so much in the fucking mud that he's like learning how it's evolving. And if anything, he's the reason shit is evolving. You know what I mean? Like whether it comes
I've never watched him, but I appreciate the hustle where he was doing everything he could. He would read a dictionary or count to 1,000,000 or doing all these
dude,
crazy
like,
things. just to
when I
get views.
discovered him, dude, he was like counting Logan. He was saying like Logan Paul 200,000 times and shit. Like that's how far back I seen it. And then one of his most viral shits when I saw him go viral was when he was like giving homeless people just $10,000 and shit. And I remember that.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, this boy is gonna get far. And then he did like an Uber from fucking Miami to fucking LA.
Something like that, yeah.
And I'm like, yo, this dude he got some fucking balls. And I'm like, he got balls. But obviously that's a whole different Mr. Beast than what we got now.
Well, you guys know content creators, so like a lot of people will think that them's oversaturated. You can't grow at all.
Yeah.
And like he's proof you can come in late to the game and become the biggest.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things that I was kind of glazing over not without going not too much in depth, when I was talking about my girl yesterday about the space that we're personally in, me and Mario, podcasting, right? Like we just started this shit 2-3 years ago, and it was when we first started, it was so unorganized. I mean, it's a little unorganized now, I ain't gonna lie, but we were like slowly building to what we want to have structure wise, and shit's not easy, dude. Like it's I feel to my soul when like Mr. B, every now and then says about like, you're fucking putting all this effort in and then you got like 100 views and shit. I'm like, damn, bro, like I feel that shit. Like I feel it hard. But it's like that evolving of like always trying new things like that goes a long way. And how much effort you put into your shit. And I mean,
I assume you guys have a cost to your podcast too.
Yeah, that too. And that's one of the reasons that we were talking about. It's like, damn, like right now it's costing us money. Literally, like these lights and shit, like ain't free.
Are you comfortable saying how much it is, like on a monthly basis?
Oh god,
well, it's probably more. I'll give you like the subscriptions and shit, like software and shit that we're kind of running. It's probably between $50 to $100 a month. The hosting for the audio and the editing software and all that shit alone is we're looking at least rough rip, not counting electricity and shit like that. It's $100 a month.
Well, people want to do podcasts because they see it like makes money,
right?
But like the more money you make, the more expenses you're going to pay. Like people hear $10,000 a month or $100,000 episode, and it's like but there's a whole team of people getting paid for it, editing.
Yeah, right. And you keep in mind, me and Mara do all the legwork.
Yeah,
we do from audio to video to clips. Like
I've seen those camera switches nonstop. I notice.
Yeah,
I know. Look at that,
and that's Mario in real time. You know what I mean? Like, but that shit we've learned to kind of adapt with the limitations that we have, and I'm pretty confident we're going to get even better at it. Because right now we're looking into lighting, color grading, and shit like that, and making the audio better. And I'm sure we're going to eventually hit not a plateau, but we're going to definitely make this shit look a lot better and make it sound a lot better, have more engaging clips. But it's a balance because it's like you have to find your own stride and shit. You can't just be because I can just sit here watch 100 videos that are popular in a category and just kind of take something from all of them.
We did that,
and we did that, and I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but if I wanted to put a video to get 1 million views, I can do that within a week.
Especially if you put on TikTok,
right? And then, but it's like going back to like what do you want to be known for, right? And then that's a whole other conversation where it gets a little messy. And, for example, we had Cluner in here, 2 weeks ago? A week ago? I'm sorry.
Like 3, maybe.
Damn, already 3 weeks? I don't know if you know who Cluner is, Blake, but he's a dude that went viral in 2020 for the King of Farmington and singing, what's the other one? Fuck. Hit him with the Detroit.
And I love Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell. Yeah, that one too. So those are kind of meme viral songs, rap songs that went viral, and still like he will re-upload it on TikTok right now, and get easily 500,000 views.
Oh yeah, he's the guy who was wearing a tank top.
The what do you call it? Yeah, the basketball.
His jersey called tank top.
And
whatever.
And right. But again, it's like what do you want to be known for? One of the reasons we stopped posting meme shit and stuff like that is like, well, the memes are going viral, but we're not going viral. It's like, what's the point? It's like we want to be the ones building like this us. Like we want to be known for what we choose to be known for, not what everyone wants to perceive us as. And
you guys don't clickbait, you guys
that's the thing. It's like we can easily create clickbait shit all the time, dude. Like there's stories that like fuck. If I would have marketed the P Diddy video, I'm pretty sure we would have gotten that's like $1 million, a million view video easily. Somebody talking about when he dodged P Diddy and shit. I got easily re-edited that video, make it here and there, and that could easily got 1 million views. But,
there's nothing wrong with doing that too, and bringing new faces.
Yeah, well, and we're actually, we're kind of more open to that of like recording an episode, like today's episode, but going back to it 6 months from now, which I feel a lot of people get lost in that sauce of like, oh man, if I'm doing it now, I got to put it out now. That's like, put good shit out. Don't just push it.
I don't have the date on this or anything, but I think probably one of the best approaches I've seen people do is make a clip channel, and start uploading to YouTube for like 15-minute bites because I watch you guys somewhat frequently, and then sometimes not for like a year or two, just because it's
Right.
hard to sit down and dedicate. You know,
And
you get home from 5, you work 9
that's
to
one of the
5.
things my girl was telling me when I had a conversation with her a couple of days ago. Because I was like out front, I'm like, man, like why are we not getting traction like I want to? And it's nice because my girlfriend likes to, and I like her perspective because she's one of those that like games a lot, so she's on the internet constantly, Discord and all that shit. So she has a pretty good insight into what other people, because she's always talking.
What's popping?
Yeah, it's essentially what's popping. And she literally, told me straight up, which I don't take offense to it or anything. It's like people don't normally just watch podcasts like start to finish. Like, yeah, like obviously
That's why you got more views on your audio one than your
right,
video,
right.
just because people are at work.
And that's one thing I personally realized off the rip, because I've been listening to like when we have people that are relatively known on, I want to kind of listen, essentially do research on them. Like tomorrow, I'll give you a little sneak peek for anybody that's watching. But I don't know if you heard about a teacher that got fired for rapping.
Oh
No, so
she said the N-word.
No, like she was actually being in a rap video. So it's a teacher out of Detroit that went viral on TikTok for doing a music video, for a rap video.
Okay.
And she's gonna be the guest here tomorrow. Her name is Drippin' Honey.
Of course it is.
But so I got to do research and stuff like that because I only know the surface story and the lore and stuff like that. But I like to make people feel a little bit more comfortable. And
I'm saying there better not be a white teacher with a name like that.
No. It's not a white teacher. But again, and that's the thing about it is, it's I've listened and do research on audio, because I'm at work. I work 10-hour shifts. So there is a market for people to watch video long, and that's why we kind of stick to live streaming. I feel like if you get if you enjoy us talking and shit like that, or watching us, don't catch us live if you want to watch the video. You know what I mean? Because after the fact is like, well, I can't comment, I can't interact. It's just at that point I can just listen to it, which is fine. Not throwing any hate, but
no, but we still do the videos.
Recognition,
too, yeah.
I think it's a big part of us growing. Of what are we doing? What's the goal? How can we improve? Because at the end of the day, we don't want to just be an autopilot. We don't want to do another 10,000 fucking episodes and it's literally copy and paste of the same shit.
Do you guys watch other streamers?
Streamers per se, I mean, I watch like your fucking, the stereotypical ones. I watch like fucking Queso and shit like that, but it's more like gaming.
Fair.
Podcast wise, I fucking listen to a variety of, what do you call, like life advice ish, current events. I listen to like one that's called To Be Better. That's more like relationship advice and shit.
And do you catch it live, or do you just watch like?
No, they just release full episodes.
Stream?
But again, that one I usually just listen to. Well, most of those I just listen to, unless it's like one Saturday afternoon that I'm just home chilling. I'll watch like a video one,
Gotcha.
Again, I listen to them. So like I'm sure this episode's gonna have a lot more listens, downloads than views on YouTube. But
I think one of the weirdest parts of you guys streaming is I watch, streamers here and there, but like I don't ever watch streams. I just see you guys pop up and I'll go on Twitch.
Right.
And there's nobody comments nowadays. Like I came in Twitch before Amazon bought it out, and I'd swear people were commenting nonstop. And now, I'm watching your stream. Let's say you don't have many viewers at the time. Man, it's like me commenting 5 messages. Someone finally says something, and it's my 5 messages. Like, it's crazy how no one really interacts. They just kind of put it on, even if they're watching the video.
Right.
They're not working. I think it's crazy not to interact, with it.
Because that's the whole point of like being live. You know what I mean? You get to put in your 2 cents and shit like that, or even if it's a slightly racist comment.
I've called it too, because there's been times where I'm looking with like, how the hell is there like a dozen people watching right now?
And that's funny because I
don't hear anything.
I don't know if you
ever come after us.
I don't know if you ever streamed before, Blake, but like when you're like live, like you have a little view counter at the top, but like on our actual like portal, like it'll say something different, which is like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, I remember when Mixer was out, it was really weird. Or you leave chat on because it's just something to do while you're playing a game or whatever. And I'll comment. I won't even say much. Now people just actually comment finally just to say, "Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to watch."
Oh, what?
It's like, watch what, dude? You're not even doing anything.
Right. But again, and that's all trial and error. We're figuring this shit out. because that's the only way you figure shit out. You try shit, don't work, try something different. From naming your things. And again, we could easily go down the route of like, now I'm not saying it's an easy route, but like, get clickbaity with our fucking shit, like make stupid thumbnails and shit like that. It's like, but like, what's the point? like I'd rather have a very, very slow burn than throw fucking propane gas into it and shoot it. You know what I mean? Like, like the fuck.
And I'd say it's your business, and I can't remember. I think people say a crazy long timeline of like 9 years.
Yeah.
For your traditional business to be profitable.
Yeah. And
so
that's
I mean,
look at like the biggest one. Look at Joe Rogan. I mean, he had money before he did his shit. He was relatively a known person that also he had going for him. He was kind of already famous.
I don't know, man. Like, but he may have been around a little bit for like selling tapes, but I mean, he was still like, he wasn't too well known. He was still doing Fear Factor.
Yeah.
I think when he was starting his podcast, or at least he had like a blog or something.
Yeah, but then he also catch that wave of like just being on the internet before like YouTube. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's
he had the upper hand of being one of the first. Period.
Yeah,
and he just stuck with it. Yeah, you know what I mean? So
people knew him because of the Fear Factor. That he's the UFC commentator dude.
Yeah, so he had his own little following. Yeah. But I mean, he has said numerous times that profitable wise, like it took him like 6-7 years. Like, which is like kind of crazy. Like now he's like obviously the most fucking successful podcaster of all time, probably.
How long have you since you started actually have released episodes on a regular basis? Without like a weird 3-month or 6-month break?
Dude, the last 3 months.
So you guys just started getting consistent the last 3 months?
Yeah, because I mean when we started at first, we were just again throwing shit at the wall type of shit. We were long story short, we were just putting a camera and fucking mics, and that's it. Like no direction. Even when we had people on, we were kind of just winging it and shit. And I felt like it was almost disrespectful to a point, because it's like, damn, if you're like agreeing to be on here, we're not even like prepared.
That's normal, man. People suck.
Yeah, and but I mean, I don't think we have any negative interactions. Well,
we did,
except for one lately.
Maybe a couple.
Well, that was long in the past. So,
but and we've been seeing like crazy like interaction in the last 3 months and shit. Like we had fucking again. I hate to go back to him, but we've been fucked. We've had we had Kluner, which we talked about him in episode like 47 of like it would be cool if we have him in the podcast when he was going live when he was going viral back then. And we just fucking had him last week. So it's like, it's a little bit of a surreal moment of like, damn, like what the fuck? I guess if you just actually start doing consistent work and, and just put in effort to something, like you actually get results, whether you see them in real time or not. Shit, we had, Chingo Bling 2 weeks ago, which is crazy. Like, to this day, I'm still thinking because he was such an influential person in my middle school in my early years. Like, even Eladio, the gentleman that was here next to me at the time, he was in prison for 17 years. He knew who the fuck he was back in the day.
Yeah.
In prison. Like, you know what I mean? Quoting his shit and which is crazy. So, like, the fact that I got to hang out with him just because I started to take my project seriously and, and people recognize, whether from somebody that knows me to somebody that knows me, that goes a long way. And I feel like that's probably the biggest thing that we're getting right now. It's maybe not money or views, but we're fucking getting good connections.
Yeah.
And that is.
And you're starting similar, man. Like you started a business and then, left it briefly or however long you guys did. Because I think you guys are maybe 2-3 years old?
Well, no, we started at the end of 21?
21.
And then we did a good solid straight year. And then we pretty much took a year off. We were like doing one episode every 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And it was like virtual and shit. But like 3 months ago when he finally moved to his house, I was like, you know what, fuck it, dude.
3 months ago.
Well, whatever the fuck.
A year.
Well, no, you moved in before that, but obviously you were still remodeling and shit like that. So like now we're like, fucking dick to the wall. You know what I mean? Like now we're like there's a couple weeks coming up there. We got 3 guests in a week, which is crazy. Like we're booked all the way to like the end of October, bro.
See, that's nice, man. Like, just imagine if you were this consistent since day one.
We always like to think
that. And again, it's easy to kind of draw on it, and I try not to. Dude, I had this idea with Myra because I used to work with Myra back in 2016. Like, if we would have just started that's like almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
So, like, that would have been crazy. But and again,
It would be the best, you know.
Yeah, we could easily dwell on it, but today is today. We get forward.
Yeah,
Shit's weird, man. Like, I got to do this job where you're basically kind of poor the first 2 years.
Yeah.
But like, and then it just starts, popping off the renewals. Like someone I know who's been doing it 4 years, their fourth year now, just off the renewals. They're getting $5,000 a month,
Right.
and that's before they even walk out the door to go do anything.
Right.
And it's just crazy because you can't even do it where you're on it for 6 months and then leave,
Right.
and then come back 2 years later. Like something weird happens. You do it year to year to year, where people start talking to their buddies about it. Like, hey, catch this, or I know someone for this.
Right.
So that's what's exciting for you guys. Is I think around that 2-3 year mark, you're going to start having people actually start coming to you to ask to be on.
That's happening now.
Yeah.
Digital age, man.
And I'll tell you a funny story. So today, I had a full circle moment with somebody that was in the podcast for episode 47 or whatever Sade Vaughn was on.
Sedawan, yeah.
He's an upcoming fashion designer. I guess that's probably the best description I can have. He back then, which is 2 years ago now, he reached out to us. He didn't even have 1,000 followers, I think, on Instagram at the time. And he was like, oh, I just want to spread, my. Well, he didn't say it like that, but he essentially wanted to be on someone's platform, which 2 years ago, just before we even went viral and shit, we had a couple hundred followers and shit about his painting and his, just his story in general,
line, all
clothing
that stuff,
line and shit. I bought a shirt from him today on his website.
Yeah.
And I messaged him because I still have that thread open with him of from back in the day. And he has excuse me, over 100,000 followers and shit, dude. And he's been
crazy, man.
He's been at New York Fashion Week and shit like that. He has an art studio downtown, or not downtown, in Detroit. And I messaged him, and I messaged him, and I was literally congratulating. I'm like, dude, I'm so fucking, I'm so pumped that you're doing good and shit. And I was, kind of, because I feel like sometimes people don't get flowers. You know what I mean? People don't get hey, dude, I've seen you growth the last 2 years, bro. Fucking good job. And I told him, and I just fucking snatched a shirt from your website. And I got the automatic response email that, if you message a business page, essentially, you get oh, thank you for messaging. And I'm like, oh, fuck. After I sent this fucking heartfelt message. And then he immediately, right in, I was like, hey, thanks a lot. He actually hopped in and, started messaging back. And he was like, fuck it, come by.
It's nice.
Yeah, he's like, come back by the studio and shit. I'll give you your shirt. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I'll go do it. And I went during lunch. And I got it, and he fucking signed it. I'm like, hell yeah. He's like, I don't sign a lot of them. I'm like, hell yeah, sign that bitch.
Nice.
And we were kind of catching up and shit. And I was like, he got an intern now and shit. And I'm like, that's crazy. Damn. And yeah, he's been in your fashion way, and his clothing is expensive, dude. That shirt that I snatched was on sale, but the regular price he sells those for is $100. And and I mean, feel free to, you should look him up. He's fucking. I don't know how much you're into, designer clothes and shit like that, but his shit's kind of nice. I might wear the shirt tomorrow too, actually.
Nice.
I actually love to see it. Some things are really nice, but they're not as popular anymore. Like the Kuji sweaters, in the 90s, 80s. Yeah. Those are nice. I am surprised they're not really popular now, because you can pick up an old one, $200-$300, which sounds like a lot for a sweater, and then you realize, man, this is a lifetime sweater.
Yeah,
dude, he has a bucket head that's a denim. That's designed by him. I think it's $400 or something like that.
It says Levi jeans every 5 inches on it.
And it's fucking sold out, dude.
Yeah.
He has multiple shit sold out on his fucking website. He was packing a lot of shit. Because, sometimes, I feel like there's people that front their shit, and I'll keep it real. I think about that sometimes. Not in a hate way, but I feel like, sometimes make it look better than what it is. But no, I firsthand saw his studio and shit. He was packing shit. He was making shit. And I'm like, damn, you about to just, he orders and shit. And I'm like, and again, this is nothing but, I'm giving him props. And I'm so fucking, thankful that, I got to meet him and still kind of know him. It's not like, he gave me my shit and told me to get the fuck out. We had a good interaction. We cut up a little bit. And shit, I told him, hey, you want to come back on the podcast, we're not in the old hut that we started at. You know, it's a little more decent. And you know, and
man, clothing stuff is pays really good, and
Oh,
especially
yeah.
if you can mark it up, even more payment.
no, there's like rappers in Detroit, dude, that like follow him and shit, like Sada Baby and shit like that. You know, like it's crazy, and then they wear her shit, like they wore his bucket hats and stuff like that. And it's like, damn, like again, we want to lift Detroit up. We want to lift everybody that comes through here up, because it's like, why all this hate and shit? Why we carrying drama and shit like that? It's fucking everybody can win. There's 8 billion people in this fucking world. There's an audience for everybody. Relax.
And drama's how a lot of people survive.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like, I'm telling you this, like, because I see, mostly people 65 and up, and a lot of these fuckers, we have kind of code words we use. Like, someone has kind of a lower income, we just call them a dual. I'm not going to go detail, but, like, it's nothing offensive.
Right.
But I noticed, like, people, like, a lot of people, I mean, it's all, good chunk of these baby boomers, but it's almost every single time you see one of these duels. And it's just angry about this, angry about that, and stuff that, like, may not affect them or affect them. Like, it's the slightest inconvenience, Like, they drove to, a fast food place and they were sold out of chicken.
Right.
And that ruins their week. Like, some of these people, that's literally what keeps them alive, day-to-day, keeps their heart beating, is being mad about whatever it is. Or who's running for office, or what people are saying about their president.
I generally don't understand people that get caught up on shit like that. Like, again,
man.
like we had some drama shit happen a couple weeks ago when, like, or I don't know, whatever the fuck that happened. And, like, we could have easily milked that shit. We could have blown it out of the water and shit. But, we post one story post and that was it. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, boom, done and set. Like, move on. They're like, this is not going to take any more energy out of my life. Because, again,
right.
It's momentary middle finger up.
It's not healthy,
What happens? We get bombarded with.
And a bunch of people reached out to us, dude, and gave us more evidence. And I'm like, dog, like crazy. Like, what the fuck?
I guarantee that person, it's not the first time they're just going around starting shit for.
Oh, no.
Seemingly no reason.
No. And again, even to that person, I don't wish like death or anything like that, Like, fuck, I hope you find your way, bro.
You just gotta realize it's not personal. It has nothing to do with you. It's just what keeps that motherfucker's heart beating.
Yeah, and again, like, we didn't even bother to give him a reply because he sent some foul shit to us, bro. Like, on our DMs.
I bet he did, dude. He was waiting by his phone.
And we didn't even reply because it's like, I'm not... No, it's like not. I mean, first of all, there's millions of things I can say and insult you with.
True,
but what keeps a person alive? That's in that unfortunate mentality is the engagement.
Yeah.
So fuck, I didn't fucking bother to reply.
They need that energy, and we didn't give it.
Yeah, no. So it's like, fuck it, dude.
Now it's up to you guys if you guys want to talk about this. But I find this probably one of the most fascinating things. Is if you guys ever like done like a deep web order or anything like that?
Hell,
or know someone's done?
Not to my knowledge.
Dude, that stuff's crazy. Especially if you like recognize someone like 8 years later on there, some kind of seller.
Oh my god,
that's insane.
Yeah, no, I feel like probably the deep web's not something I'm too familiar with.
If I'm going deep webbing, it's for like sports gear or something. I need to know like how do I get this thing?
He's trying to get somebody that got stuck really up for a fucking messy shirt.
I need this exact one from this exact game. I know you have it.
Dude, I'm fucking sweating here, bro. God damn.
I put the AC on.
Well, that stuff's terrifying, man. Like, I was maybe 18 years old, and your parents think you're like the most savvy person because you can unplug a router and plug it back in.
As always.
I had a thing like that. I grew up, very anti-drugs household, and then it was like, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll take LSD, that's safe. I'll take, some weed, that's safe. And then it became like you have to do this kind of thing. And I remember I had to order like 30 grams of cocaine, which I believe...
Alleged.
It's in the past.
Because it's recorded and it's on video. Alleged.
I mean, there's nothing, you can't be charged for it way after the fact, and especially when it's against your will.
All right, cool.
It's
hear that, cops?
Crazy, just that stress of having to deal with that. I can't imagine like how these people, So I've seen listings, back in the day of
Right.
people buying like 10,000, Xanax or 10,000,
God damn.
Molly. I mean, you see people on there regularly buy that, and I just can't imagine just, if you order one or two things, you might just get a dumb charge, but I mean, that's life. And people are doing that on the regular, and I find that insane.
You know what's funny? I've had various conversations with people that I, trust and kind of interact with in life in the last month or two about people don't recognize the gravity of their decisions when they're permanent decisions.
Oh, yeah.
One of them being having kids, right?
The biggest one.
Right. That's probably one of the biggest ones. That or like, killing somebody and shit like that. Something that you cannot do, like physically. It doesn't matter how much regret you have or shit like that. Driving drunk. I'm not going to say any names, but, somebody that I know could have...
The dumbest.
Yeah, could have been busted, like literally pulled over like a foot from their life being fucked, right? And they got let go. And how that much changed them. And I've had that conversation with various people like, hey, dude, stop doing that. Hey, stop doing that. Hey, stop doing that. And they had to get so close to that permanent decision that they were like, all right, fine, I'll stop. You know how many people don't get that choice? Like, and
I get why cops don't let people go just because they can let them go and they get an accident, a street away and kill a mother.
Like in one video that always stuck with me is like that one couple that was on a date and the cop that pulled them over on a porch or what the fuck, he let him go.
Yeah.
And then literally like a half hour later, he's responding to like they both fucking died in a car accident. Dude, like I can't imagine living as a cop like that, And it's like, again, permanent decisions. People don't see that as like, hey, if I fucking, I don't know, like a superficial one, like if I'm married and I fuck another bitch, you know what I mean? And I don't have like an open marriage. It's like, yeah, like that's a pretty big permanent decision. Like, like again, having kids when you don't want kids or can't afford kids, you can't do it. And people don't understand the gravity of that. And it's crazy. Like I take
it's bad. Yeah. We had a girl here. It was like the year after senior year, so she was 19.
Right.
And apparently she was working at like somewhere that was like Hooters, but it's actually more like stripping. But it wasn't like a strip club necessarily.
Oh shit.
Maybe it was a strip club. I can't remember. But she was working there, and she was doing coke, and she got pulled over by a cop. And the cop, was very understanding. She was driving erratically, and just, said, "Hey, pull over here. Collect yourself for about 30 minutes, and then, if you feel good, go back to driving. Just try not to ruin this, poor girl's life."
Right.
But she seemed to be under the, influence of something, but not enough to really be too worried.
Be too concerned, yeah.
So, the cop, being a human being, let her go, and she's missing. She just goes missing, and they can't find her, for maybe 3 months.
God damn.
And third month in, they find he'd somehow crashed her car off a bridge into a body of water and like drowned to death, and they found like a bunch of cocaine in her system.
Damn.
So that's crazy. Like I'm not the biggest fan of police. Like I know they see the worst stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine being that cop or you see all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
you now feel responsible for that death forever.
And you know what's crazy? It's like, look, me and Mara are from an area where cops are not very liked, And, I have really close friends that I went to high school with and shit like that are now working in the police department. So
that's some crazy shit.
So when you see like that insight that they talk to you about and shit like that, and one that always sticks with me is like like having to go from like seeing a fucking murder scene to like your next call is a domestic dispute where they're calling you're a fucking pig or why are you so late and all this shit. And that changed my whole perspective, dude. Of like, like where they're essentially playing therapist after that you saw somebody's fucking head blown off. It's like that shit is not easy. And it's easy for us to be like, yo, fuck the police, or like why are they shutting us down and all this other shit, which sometimes they do abuse that power. Again, not giving a justification to anybody. But fuck, dude, like that shit is not easy. Like having those responsibilities again to where you can create a permanent decision on somebody's life. Whether it's, oh shit, he's reaching, boom. Like, he was pulling out his wallet. You know what I mean?
Right.
And those are split decisions that nobody should have to make, bro. But I've seen videos of fucking constant videos of like a person looks innocent as fuck. Pa, pa, pa. Shoots a fucking cop and kills him. Like, it's
You
crazy.
guys remember that swatting story where the dude was playing Call of Duty or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude, yeah.
That was like 1 or 2 blocks over from where I lived, where the guy got shot.
Wow.
Shut the fuck up. Well, allegedly.
Oh no, he dead ass got shot. It was just about 2 blocks over. And
Wow.
That's crazy, dude. But
it's
again,
so crazy when you see stories, so close to home make national news.
Yeah, no, I mean, shit.
The cop here around in your city, Brian, a few weeks ago.
Oh, in Melvindale? Yeah, the fucking even Trump tweeted about it and shit. The fucking Mohammed, the officer that was gunned down in Melvindale. I live in Melvindale, and yeah, no, it's crazy when you have the news happen in your fucking backyard, bro. Like, we've had a couple of mass shootings, like the Oxford. That one made national news, I think. And again, it's unfortunate, man, when shit happens in your backyard. Dude, like, I mean, I don't know how hip you are to, like, again, sometimes when shit doesn't make national news, like, there was, like, a fucking shooting at a pool party in Detroit, what, a month ago?
Yeah.
29 people got shot. Like,
Damn.
you know what I mean?
They're just
like,
at a community pool or something.
That'd make no national news. Like, I didn't see not one national outlet.
29?
Yes, dude.
And people still don't know
It was
why.
a fucking a party, like, I don't want to just, throw outside of this. It was somewhere in Detroit. That's all I know.
Are you talking about the block party? Or are you talking about the one at the? Or are you talking about the one at the community pool? That was another one.
Oh yeah, I
That
forgot
one, too.
about that one. Didn't get reported on either.
Not really.
Which is crazy, bro. Fucking what? 20 people are shot, even if they don't die, bro. I feel like that's worthy of national news. You know,
And we've been lucky enough not to have a mass shooting here, at least to my knowledge. Where I think the crazy thing is every maybe once a year we'll hear about like a shooting in the mall, like someone shot somebody,
yeah.
or someone got shot at a
But that's
club.
the
But it
thing.
wasn't
It's it's crazy. We're moving that threshold so high, bro. Like, unless fucking 40 people get shot and like 30 of them killed,
that's not news.
they're like, yeah, it's not news. It's just another day in America.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy because you got to look at what's the root cause of that, and everyone wants to point fingers at Southend without even being somewhat sure.
Right. Or they were like, oh, we shouldn't have guns. Blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you something. Spoiler alert. I come from a country where guns are not easily accessible. You want to know what's going on?
No one's getting stabbed.
Some cartels, brother. Cartels are rampant. Oh, people can't defend themselves because guns are not that easily accessible.
Damn. I'll tell you why.
Let me tell you something about cartels. Yeah.
Like, I think it's fun when British people are, saying, at least we're not getting shot in our schools or whatever. But then when I hear the stories of how many times, like, one motherfucker's just been stabbed walking down the street,
Yeah.
I think I'd way rather get shot.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. That's a we were in a podcast about a week ago and they were talking about, like, you rather get shot or stabbed.
Shot, dude, easily.
And then I'm like, whatever kills me quicker. Because I don't also want to get shot and then I have to bleed to death.
Yeah,
You know
I'm not
what I mean?
trying to
Like,
suffer and feel that.
Yeah, like, and then again, you could be stabbed and die instantaneously, either, a hitch, stab or what the fuck,
I don't even think of the pain factor since, your adrenaline kicks in, but one guy was telling me he was just walking, got in a fight, he thought, just a fist fight, and he didn't realize the guy had, like, stabbed him in the neck.
Oh, wow.
Fuck,
And,
you got stabbed. It's crazy, man.
He felt, blood on, like, the side of his neck, but then when he put his fingers there was nothing. And he felt it, though, and it was internal bleeding he was feeling.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
That's
And
crazy.
it's you might have heard the old story, if you jump in a cold shower, suppose that's what getting stabbed feels like as adrenaline kicks in.
Well, we
Is it
literally
really?
talked about this in the beginning.
Is it really?
Yeah, man,
Probably
like,
Joe Rogan
I've heard
would
that for
do that
years.
when I
If
get
you
home.
just jump in a ice cold run shower, that's supposedly what getting stabbed feels like, that shock in your body. But then, you're just gonna maybe, be really numb and fall asleep or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. I don't want to start thinking.
Nah.
Well, how did you guys end up meeting initially? I don't think I've ever heard you guys cover that.
I think we've had numerous times. You probably just missed it. But
I probably missed it.
We used to work together. Me and Mario used to work at Enterprise Rent-A-Car at the DTW
Oh, man.
airport. And we met there because we were ironically going to the same school. And then we met each other at work, and we're like, hey, I feel like I've seen you somewhere. And we actually have seen each other at school.
Yep.
Which is fucking hilarious. And then, yeah, we met
You guys were ready to start charging people that $12 a gallon for
Oh yeah,
You know,
dude.
any
Dude,
difference?
funny enough, a lot of people don't know this, and I'm spilling all secrets. The person that returns you gets a commission for that.
Wait, say that again?
So, like, you know how like you pay for gas at the airport,
Yeah,
and it's like stupid, crazy amount.
yeah.
The person returning you that scans that and gives you your receipt, they get a cut from that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd figure that because it's
And
related to cars.
the amount of people that I saw get charged for full tanks of gas when they dropped their car and left, dude. I may or may not have done it a couple times.
You're like, you know what? I need this extra little bit for this week.
But yeah, dude, and it's like stupid money. Like I would be getting some bonuses for like $2,800, $3,000 on top of my hourly check.
You don't talk about the fact that, like, if you go to get your car worked on, you need whatever this done.
Yeah.
You might say, this tire, why are you guys charging me $200? Was it made of gold?
Right. Well, I'm also a car
And it's because they get a commission of it.
I'm a car technician as well too, and I was a service advisor, so I think I know the position you're talking about.
Yeah, I had someone try to charge me $200. And I was like, man, like, I can get a brand new tire off Amazon for $70. I just want something quick.
Right.
Like, I don't care if it's $100, but don't charge me $200.
Right. So the thing is, right, and I'll give you a little bit. I don't think I'm spilling any inside secrets. So I was a service advisor for a year, right, to where I'm essentially the middleman between a technician and you.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of like, hey, if you're at a certain mileage and shit like that, no matter what history you got, this is getting recommended. Because obviously, we're not witchcraft. We're not fucking. We don't have a metal glove of your history of what did into your car or not. So we would recommend shit. And I'm sure this is across the board for all manufacturers. I used to work at a Ford dealership. So, if your car is at this mileage, you got to recommend this, this, and this. And of course, you're getting a cut from it. Like, just like
yeah, you're upselling shit for a reason.
And that's where it goes a little bit of like you have to play, not a game, but like obviously if I come in and you obviously just told me about, hey, you're a fucking mom that's living paycheck to paycheck, well, maybe I won't upsell you fucking everything on the book,
Yeah.
So it does vary a lot on the salesperson. But again, that's a double-edged sword because you're also, at the end of the day, that's your commission based.
I'm gonna circle back to that. Like, it's crazy. Like, I just got my car used last year, but they redid a bunch of stuff. They just did, fixing it up, brand new tires. They did really good. And my car, he was just stopping randomly, but there's no warning lights coming on. But it would just stall when you had to shut it off and turn it back on.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
I'd take it in and they say, you need brand new tires, you need a brand new belt, you need, leaking a little bit of oil, like the slightest wet spot, you need all this replaced.
Well, that's just mostly preventative maintenance and shit, and like, especially tires and brakes. I mean, just by looking at them, they can tell you, now they might push the envelope, your tires might be able to go another year. But if
easily.
But since you're there, because it's also like because imagine you as a customer, you go to any store, right? If you go to any store, whatever product you're going to go to consume, they only have one shot. Like, let's say you walk into CVS, right? You're there once. You're in and out. But everything is strategically placed for maximization of you spending money there. From the snacks in the entrance to shit like that. Same thing when you go to like any car repair place, whether it's a mom and pops or a dealership, or as most people call it, this dealership. It's designed to where, like, if you never come back, not precisely fuck you over, but they cannot miss anything that could be addressed. And that's and that's where it gets a little tricky because it's like, well, what's the line between you need it and now I'm just taking advantage?
Right.
Like, that's a really fine line, and you can run into really sleazy people. But again, that's why you ask questions and shit like that. If somebody always makes you feel like you have to get this done, like, it's usually a pretty bad sign.
Yeah, it's like can't fully trust it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll put it this way: I know much about cars as your next, kindergarten Amish kid. But like, I knew something was wrong when they're telling me my car's overheating,
right? And
they're sending me a photo of it, and it's like, well, yeah, you're leaving it idle. So I asked them, was it doing it while you're driving? They said, yeah, and that's when I knew they were bullshitting me because it doesn't. The small cars overheat fairly quickly because they're, counting on you driving.
I mean,
40 miles an hour.
To a degree, though. Like,
yeah, but when they're lying to you, because when you drive a car for years, like you're going to know what causes what issue and how you can avoid it, so you don't have to shell the money fixing it.
Right. Oh, well, I mean, that is perfectly true. So, like, you can go years upon years of, like, well, I know what my car limitations are, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, it doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do, right? So,
definitely.
Right. So, like, obviously, you can have a car that is overheating, and no car should be overheating if it's just idling, even if it's, like, really hot.
Right.
But
It's weird, the smart cars.
Right. And it does vary from manufacturer to manufacturer, like, whatever the thresholds are. But, you know, the fine line of, like, when you tell somebody what's a problem, but to them it's not a problem. That's where it gets a little tricky, you know, because it's like, well, obviously you know your car, you drive your car, you know your limitations of your car, you know how much you want to push your car before you do anything. And then you have the person that's fixing, that's literally the whole job and business model around is fixing the car, is obviously going to tell you everything that's wrong, even though it's not necessarily like, oh, you cannot drive out of here if you don't get this done type shit. Which obviously,
yeah, I mean, if they care, they're going to pull you back to look at it.
Right. Like, and when I was an advisor, that was one of the reasons I didn't really make a lot of money. Again, I'm an auto technician now. I don't do that service advisor job. But that was one of the reasons I didn't make a lot of money in that job, was because I put myself in the shoes of the customer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, hey man,
how can you not? You know, you're.
Yeah, because
we all related to being pissed off.
I'm like, I would be pissed if I was, you know, like getting these news. And but now I'm on the other side of, like, I'm a technician, so, like, what do I see? Like, I'll give you a perfect example, right? So I had a car in today, and as long as I don't say names, I think it should be okay. A Ford Edge, a 2010. Off the rip, it's a 14-year-old car. That car's been driven as shit, right? It has 150,000 miles on it. I did new front pats and rotors, but I obviously, because I know what cars are supposed to be at and how they look and how they work, there were so many other issues wrong with it.
Oh yeah, man!
Did I go out of my way and sold it or, like, suggested it? No. Main reason, I don't want to have to do it. It's an old piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, like, it's gonna be like, it's not gonna be worth my time, essentially. Because it's, you know, it's up here north, you know, we got something called rust. So I don't want to fuck with it, long story short. But just based on the condition of the car, I can tell what type of driver is going to be driving that, right? So I just make sure that I cover my ass and make all the notations and observations. And then they have to decide down the road, or when they leave, hey, this is what we saw when we were doing your front pats and rotors. That's all I was in charge to doing. That's all I did. But I was like, hey, I want to look at this soon-ish.
Probably like 7 different things.
Dude, it was terrible. Like, it had the worst bearings I've ever heard in my life.
Oh,
like,
well, it's nice when you see auto shops where they have like a system where you can sign up for it,
right?
And they'll send you like live updates. Like, here's a picture of this. We think this is an issue. Like, I appreciate it if I'm not doing. At least I can see visually, you know. But it is insulting when they send you a picture of a normal-looking belt on a car and tell you it's cracked, but you can clearly see it's not cracked. Like, it's a weird system to, you know, try to abuse.
A belt could be like, I guess, worn per se, or, you know, like starting to crack. But I mean, if the fucking belt's cracked, it's gonna just snap off, bro.
Yeah,
but it's like,
you're not gonna drive out of here.
I've seen fucking brand new belts on a 23 vehicle snap off. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to rubber and just components that humans make, unfortunately, now that I'm a technician, I realize I'm like, oh, having an absolutely brand new car doesn't guarantee that you're going to have a dependable car. But just crazy.
Here's what happened to me is I took it in, and, you know, they're doing diagnostics, because the ones you order off Amazon aren't as good as those, you know, $10,000 machines, you know, they're reading it with.
Right. And that's on the other side of the map.
They'll send you like 5 codes, and I'll just use ChatGPT to at least see which one's like the most worrying.
Yep. Right. Good way to do it.
And I do it, and I realize, okay, this means that, you know, my radiator fan's probably shot, and, you know, it's a 2014 car, so it's, you know, very likely, and that's what's causing it. Makes the most sense. So I have them, okay, just give me a quote for this, and $350 for the part. And then $550, $600. It ended up being like $1,000 overall with taxes and everything for just, you know, the part and installing it.
Right.
and I ask them about the price of the part, and they say, "Oh, this is the best part." And I go look it up myself, and you only find like 2 sellers for it, around $50.
That's the best.
So I pointed out, like it's like it's $50 to $70 part. You guys are charging $350 for.
Yeah.
And they go, no. For you, buddy, it is the best part. Like we don't.
Like you're going to a shitty.
We wouldn't screw you over. Yeah.
You need to switch.
So I just do it myself.
Yeah. What car you drive? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh no, I already said it's a 2014 smart car.
Oh, the smart.
Shit.
You meant literally the smart car.
Oh God.
Like the smart car,
right.
yeah. It was
I thought you meant,
discontinued,
like,
and now they're being made again.
Yeah. Oh damn, you're a ballsy motherfucker, bro.
I've been in a wreck with one already. That's why I got another.
I'm glad that you're with us.
Yeah.
I can put the pictures here on Discord. I got T-boned about 60, 65 miles an hour by a truck.
What?
I want to say it was like a 99 Silverado or something that hit me, but
that was a fucking brick wall that hit you.
Yeah,
bro.
I know.
I actually didn't realize I was hit. Weirdly enough, I didn't realize. I just thought I would just, kind of spun out because it was raining really hard.
Right.
So I didn't think anything of it until I looked over and saw the window was shattered, the airbag's down a little bit. And I realized, like, oh man, like, I'm not hurt at all.
Oh, but the
car's hurt.
This is the fun part, and I've been in accidents before. You don't actually remember the hit, right?
I didn't really hear it. It's just my ears were ringing, so
Exactly.
I actually don't recall it.
And this is one thing that because again, I was in a head-on collision when I was a kid, right? And I remember that shit vividly, bro. Up to when it happened. And then I remember the ringing after the fact. And then I think about that every now and then when I'm having like a bad day. I'm like, dude, like that's how people just die. You just don't hear the ringing afterwards, right? And that fucks with me like to this day, bro. Because that happened, and I remember, having just a normal like I was 8 years old, right? So I'm in the car and shit, and my parents are in the front and shit, and then I just next thing I remember after that was, oh, we're stopped now, and then there's like ringing and there's fucking like, oh, we gotta get the fuck out the car.
Yeah,
and I to this day I think about it that you don't actually feel the hit, which is crazy, bro.
You don't.
Like what happens? Like your brain.
It wasn't like we fell asleep or anything,
right?
Just
no, like we like
one moment there, one moment the next.
Yeah, like my parents were driving and shit, and they got fucking head-on collision with a Silverado that was overtaking somebody on the hill. And dude, to this day, I always think about that. I was like, fuck, like that's how people just die in car accidents. Like you're alive and and here, and then just lights out.
Yeah,
fucking crazy, bro. Like crazy. Think about it. That's what I was asking.
This is why I love those cars, man. You can take a hit, whatever. You can put a semi truck on top of it, and it's going to be, the car's going to take the beating, but you won't.
Right.
I was shocked. Like my leg's broken. I've never been in a car accident. I get out and realize I don't even have a bruise, scratch on me. I feel like Bruce Willis.
Like
unbreakable.
Right, unbreakable. Fucking
I wasn't even sore the next day. It's the weirdest thing with some of these cars where they're just made to take a beating like that. As long as you don't crash into a tree,
like going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, man. Like if you crash into a tree, you're probably gonna take a little bit of hit there, but it goes off of like the crumple zones of other cars. I don't understand it. Even though I sold cars, I don't understand it.
Right. Yeah, no.
But yeah, I mean, full circle though is your service advisors, like technicians. I get you guys are making a commission on stuff, but at least it's not as heartless as the car salesman. Because I worked in that field where people were saying, fuck the client, fuck the customer. They'd say stuff like that.
I know a couple car salesmen, not at the dealership that I'm at, but I know some sleazy motherfuckers, bro.
That's why they got this sleazy reputation. I mean, I did it, and I wasn't good at it because I couldn't look someone in the eye and fuck them,
Right. Speaking of that,
I had to tell a pregnant woman. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry to keep cutting you off.
Pregnant woman. Wait a minute.
Sorry to keep cutting you off. My bad. But I have to get it out. Rest in peace, Rabbit, bro. Our man, and I don't know. Both of you guys don't even know who the fuck I'm talking about. If you guys follow a channel online on YouTube called VinWiki.
VinWiki. Yeah.
So Rabbit, that salesman on there. Rest in peace, bro. He passed away this weekend.
What did he die of?
Yeah, he died from cancer, unfortunately.
Damn.
He went viral for having. Anyways, I'll recommend just look him up when you get a chance. Rabbit on YouTube, VinWiki, and he was a cool dude.
Rabbit?
Huh?
He's saying Rabbit, like RABB.
Yeah, if you put Rabbit and then space VinWiki,
VinWiki.
VinWiki. I'm sorry.
VinWiki.
Yeah.
Okay.
I looked into that channel from time to time.
Yeah, no, he was a good storyteller and he was a good salesman. Not sleazy to what I know. He was just one of those like intermediate, like, I mean, he could have been sleazy-ish.
It depends where you're at and what you're selling. You know, if you're selling Hondas, you don't really have to be sleazy.
Right. But yeah, no, he was a cool dude. He made that channel what it is. I personally think today, but you know, he passed away unfortunately from cancer. Shout out to him, man. Sorry to cut you off. It was in my
back to the pregnant
woman. Yeah, what the hell happened? What happened there?
So, you know, people were always trading their cars, and you have to bullshit like, hey, if I could offer you more than your car's worth, would you come on in? You know, that was kind of like the thing I had to, you know, read off to people as I called them. Because I'd have to call maybe 100 people a day and get them to come in, or if you're not there for the sale, you at least get half the commission.
Right.
And, you know, some people just want to trade their car in every year, which is a horrible idea.
Oh, but some people got the ability to do it, though. Some people just like to fuck money out, though.
Well, I mean, I've seen people's income. 90% of those people truly cannot afford it. If they got a speeding ticket, they're worrying about paying the light bill. Yeah.
Hey, man,
that's a credit card payment right there for sure.
Yeah, man.
And she came in here, and her car, she overpaid it by $20,000.
What the?
Because this was during COVID, you know, car prices were super inflated, and she was pregnant at the time, and she was there at the dealership for about 3-4 hours, and they could see she was pregnant and struggling, but you know, needed a car. And she, you know, after 3 hours, she finally just caved in and trusted the guy after enough time saying, "I'm not going to screw you over. I'm here to help you." She finally believed it and overpaid such a dramatic amount that years later, I was like, man, this is a huge loss for us. Like, I'm sorry to tell you, but we cannot accept this. I'm so sorry. I would tell you, you know, tell everyone you know not to go to that dealership, because that's horrible. But these things happen all the time. You know, you hear the term 10-pounder, you know, around dealerships. And that just means you overcharge someone by $10,000. I just couldn't do that.
Again,
I was bad at it.
It's one of the reasons I'm not in sales. You know what I mean?
I mean, it just depends what you do. Like, I do healthcare stuff, and most of the time I feel really good about it because you're there giving someone, you know, whatever your state's, you know, plans are. You might give them an extra, you know, good amount for groceries. You know, it just depends. But a lot of these people will just, you know, say fuck off when you get there, even if they called you out to come to them. It's crazy. So you see the people who are just super sleazy, you rip them off, and you're there just kind of fix it, and now this person's with you for life because you were transparent with them, like, hey, you need this.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things that, I mean, this guy I have across the table here, I fix his cars when I can, you know, and his family's cars, and same with my family. And, you know, and I do it at a discounted rate because it's like, if you have good relationships, whether it's, you know, personal ones or, you know, I guess you can say customers, like you're talking about the salesperson, like you have a friend for life, you know, and vice versa. You have a customer for life, and you that's prices, man. Like, why take that momentarily like win per se? I'm like, yeah, I got a good commission out of this sale, but that person is never going to see you again.
Exactly. Like, that's
so like you're slowly again going back to like assholes on the internet. You build yourself a reputation, and then 30 years down the road, you realize that, oh, I can't work at any dealer now or any sell slot.
Yeah,
I fucking was getting always those fucking little wings, and it's like, well, fuck.
I just wish younger people knew to. You know, a lot of people, you know, are told forever to go to college for this or that, and they can't find a job. It's nice to start seeing some Gen Z kids now really start to learn really good skills. You know, like working on cars or plumbing or something that's just, even if you don't stick around it forever, it's lifelong knowledge.
Oh yeah, and that's good as experience because you meet some wonderful people too, dude. Again, you know, I've always had that. I was always instilled in me, especially because I had immigrant parents of like, hey, don't work hard, work smarter, right?
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, it's like not everybody can be a fucking engineer and a doctor. You know what I mean? Like,
of course.
If you want to do that and that's what you genuinely find passion in, do it, but don't do it because other people tell you to do it. You're just fucking putting yourself.
That's a mistake a lot of people make, where they may have pressure from friends, family, whatever, and
I feel like that's where
Yeah,
a lot
he
of
just held his
student debt
debt.
comes from, bro. Like people just actually going to college because they feel like they have to go to college, and then they fucking end up doing something else. It's like,
I got a good friend where he went to college to be a dental hygienist, because I guess they get paid well.
right.
And he was like 1 year away. That got him put on hold. So then became, all right, I'm going to do psychology. And that got put on hold. And he's about 27, 28. And the only job he's ever worked were, fast food or waiting tables. And it's not a bad thing when you're in your young 20s, but as you're approaching 30, I was hoping he'd, have something lined up. Like, I wouldn't say it to the guy, but I'm genuinely worried for him.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because once you get to 30, that stuff starts getting scary when you hear that you're living with roommates.
Yeah.
That's going to start fizzling out, whether he likes it or not. Those people are going to move out. It's going to be hard to find someone who's not, 10 years younger.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a pretty strong believer, too, is the people you keep in your life are the people that generally, like, dictate how your life's going to be.
Well, you know the rule of 5, right?
The what?
The rule of 5.
No, what's the rule of 5?
It's that, think of the 5 people you spend the most time around, and if you rate them all to 1 to 5 stars, you average it out, that's really who you are.
Right.
Is those people rub off on you whether you know it or not.
Right.
If you spend your time around, good people, really want to work hard, work smarter, not screw over people, and just kind of, grow up. You're not in that high school mentality anymore. Like, that's your ideal crowd.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
now, one's not going to drag you down, but it does something.
I mean, there's people that I definitely don't talk to anymore, and there's good, really close friends that I limit my interactions with because it is a little bit of a drain, And it's like if I'm surrounded by people that are successful and are striving to be better, fuck, that's a huge motivator, bro. And it's crazy because you tell those people that that are not in that same mindset or are not even surrounded by people, period. Like, hey, life can get better if you actually just try and do things. Even if you fucking fail at something, you tried. You tried to get.
You got to keep in mind, growing up, you hear a lot of people say, "I'll never make this amount." Right. So why fucking try?
Right. Again,
you've been told it all your years. By the time you're a senior, you've heard it so many times. You're like, "Well, fuck. I guess I will work at Wendy's."
Right. That's the worst thing you can do to anybody, dude. You know what's crazy? So I was under a mentor for about 6 months, right, for my current career or my position. So I was I still almost consider myself an apprentice. I just don't have a mentor. I got thrown into the fucking fire per se.
Okay, so you got that real work experience.
Yeah, so like when I was an apprentice, I mean, I was doing real work. I just had the label of being an apprentice, and the person, I don't want to say names, but he opened my eyes on what could be something that I didn't even know was a possibility. And going back to like the Gen Z or finding not skilled labor and shit like that, dude, the guy that was my mentor is close to making fucking $200K a year as a fucking technician. You know what I mean? Like, and it's
if you believe in yourself, you can fucking do it.
And seeing that, right, and like the effort and all the work you put in, and see that that's possible. That's not like an imaginary thing, right? Like that's like a possibility, and that's like, again, going back to like people you surround yourself with. It's like, damn, like I want to be, if not him, better than him, right? And that's the same thing he tells me: do better than I'm doing, which is not a lot of people around you will want you to be more successful than them, and that's a whole other conversation. You know what I mean? And
I know exactly what you mean. Like you always kind of second guess yourself, and your boss, that guy, your mentor. I have some kind of like that where I went in this field not knowing anything about it, and this guy, farm boy with a GED, went in the military, special forces, left. And he went into doing this, and he just sold his block of business, but he was getting 77,000, I think, per month. Then he was selling that, but like he started off with nothing, dude. Right. And farm boy GD, people just be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, no, dude. When I see people like that, like I don't get envy or anything or have any negative thoughts. All I see is, well, fuck, I can do it. You know what I mean? Like it's
man.
possible. It's not like, oh, he was just born out of, into money and shit. Shit, I have another friend that literally texted me today, and again, out of respect, I'm not gonna say his name, but he had a pretty high position in Ford Motor Company that I happened to meet at my previous job. Easily, I can confidently say this man is multi-millionaire, dude. He's retired now.
Does he act like it, or is he like an
Oh
everyday
no,
person?
he never. I would have even if I met him without knowing who he was, I wouldn't even know him, dude. And Mario knows who I'm talking about, but I'm not. Again, I don't want to out of respect because he's a very private person.
Right.
But I met him at my previous job, and it's a pretty relatively chill job. Like, and he does it because he just wants something to do. Which is crazy because it's like. He obviously doesn't need money, but he wants to be home all day, which I highly respect. But, we used to have this running gag of like every day we would run over to McDonald's and like one day he would buy a Coke and buy me a Coke. Then I would buy him a Coke the next day. And it's like, obviously this man is like way richer than I am. But, it's the little things of like, when you meet somebody and it's genuine and he has nothing but good advice to obviously, tell me. He has nothing to gain from me, and it's crazy because it's like I know that's possible because he, I know where he grew up. I know he didn't have no fucking money, and he was from like Arkansas or something. Sorry, if I remember if I misremember the name, but fuck, like that, knowing that he made it and he fucking worked to it, like. Damn.
Yeah.
Like, again, you get another glimpse of like always people saying like, oh, the 1% is a piece of shit. Like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, they don't know what hard work is. Blah, blah, this fucking out of touch motherfucker. It's like, dude, just talk to people and get to know people that are not in the position you're in.
It's nice when you see like the motherfuckers you want to see rich get rich,
Dude.
Like I'm sure your mentor, or that guy specifically would say the same thing as my mentor told me where, you're at a mountain right now, early in your career. More people are going to want to drag you down that mountain and push you up, and that's why you see when things are good for you or bad for you, how many people come in your life or disappear because they're only there for the moment. They don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
They're there for what's in it for them.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that kind of goes back to like that conversation I had with my girl about like the project and how I don't feel support from even our own community. People that are supposed to quote unquote be fucking with us, right? And it's like, I got to stop thinking about that because I'm literally dragging myself down because of the non-action of other people. Like, that's even worse when I personally feel like I'm either being attacked or not supported. And it might not even be intentional. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy because my girlfriend even told me, like, oh, dude, like, I don't even get the podcast shit in my feed. And I'm,
right,
and I'm with you. Yeah. Like, so I'm like, oh, damn. Like, I'm just making up scenarios in my head almost to where, like, oh, maybe it's just people that I just happen to know don't like shit that I do. You know what I mean? Like, and it's easy to kind of, like, play your own scenarios in your head. So when you see challenges and shit like that, just fucking hit them head on. Don't let anybody else drag you and shit. Or think that it's somebody else's dragon, which is worse.
It's just crazy. I mean, I get that you guys work on something that's dependent on people, who say they're going to show up, actually fucking showing up.
Right. Well, no,
that's your guys' probably one of the biggest things is you have all these guests, whether they asked to be on or you reached out. You have to hope that this motherfucker, doesn't just not even look at the messages, when it's 30 minutes ahead of time or an hour.
Sure. But that's the thing. It's like we base this show like it doesn't. I mean, now it's a little bit more guest based, but I mean, we're having a show right now. You know what I mean? We're having a podcast and a conversation now, so it's like we don't utterly depend on it. So like.
That's a good feeling.
And that's a good feeling because it's not like we came in, me and Mario, are like, fuck, what do we do now? Fuck. Like,
yeah, I'm just kidding.
It's like, I fucking hit it. You know what I mean? Because that's
get all these viewpoints or whatever.
Yeah, even like, and I appreciate you, Blake, being on here. Definitely.
Oh, you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stroke your ego a little bit, but
yeah, I bet you do.
Even if you weren't on here, we would still have a show, and that's one thing that we're only gonna get better at. The more we shoot these bitches, talking, expressing ourselves. And that's one thing that I'm also hopeful for because that means I'm going to get better at interacting with people and meet new people and get to know their upbringing and, maybe make some more connections,
I got to ask you this since, your whole thing is talking, to people. every now and then you got to come across some motherfucker like you cannot get anything to like roll. Or
We've been there.
Yes.
you might ask me, what would you do in this scenario? And I just go, yes. Like, there's not really much you can work with there.
I mean, I just gotta
roll with it.
We just gotta roll different topics. See what. Because at the end of the day, if you dig deep enough or get somebody comfortable enough, you get a conversation out.
Yeah, like they're
like I give you a prime example, right? I don't want to put people's stuff out there, but we had a guest a couple of weeks ago. Then when we met, at least from my perspective, again, I'm not speaking on behalf of the guest, but when we first interacted, of like, hey, nice to meet you, I felt awkward off the rip. I'm like, oh, this is awkward.
Oh yeah, it's like shaking hands,
Yeah, even the shaking
doesn't really
hand
feel
part, right?
natural.
And I'm like, well, fuck, this is gonna be a lot rougher than I thought. Mm-hmm. But we sat down, and before we even started shooting, we went back and forth, stuff we have in common and shit like that. And then you get people to open up a little bit once they actually know you.
I think you guys probably interview the guest maybe 15, 30 minutes before the stream even starts, just so it's not.
Yeah, well, that's one thing.
Oh shit, what do we do?
Yeah, just loosen up, really.
Yeah, that's one thing we've learned now. You know what I mean? That's something that we didn't precisely do that always. And you can clearly see on some of our episodes if you go back enough, far enough, to where we're like, there's a good handful of them where it's just silence of like.
You're like, okay,
just looking at each other like, what the fuck are we doing?
And then you just drop an insane question and like, wait, what?
Yeah, and like, yeah, I used to think, I think I'm a little funny, I think I got a little bit of one-liners here and there. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about.
I mean, you just got to fill that alien up with actually good liquor.
Yeah. Oh my god,
I'm this close to just dumping it out, putting water in it, and making people think that they're like chugging vodka, for content.
Really?
Just put Jules in there.
Yeah,
it's a good possibility. It's anything better than the damn $30 of vodka that was.
Man, we're over 2
terrible.
hours into this bitch.
We are. Somehow we did it. Look at us.
We did it, baby.
We did it, Blake.
Look at that. We knew you. We knew you were gonna get on here at some point.
See, when you least expected. Now you were on here now.
I mean, I'll be there in person.
Oh shit!
You'd be the first to kind of do that. So
if that ever does happen, you have a seat here.
You do.
Oh, that's like a guarantee, man. It might be a year or 2 years from now, but when I'm getting like those thousands of dollars just for renewals alone,
yeah, you'll be a weekend.
I don't mind, flying over,
flying and hanging out in Detroit. Why not?
We'll show you around the good parts.
Yes, we will.
Because there's nothing more peaceful than the thought of, hey, first day of the month, I don't have to even think about, making money for rent,
Hell yeah.
Going out of your house.
That's always nice as my rent's approaching.
I know.
What's the cost of living there?
Depends
where you live. Like most cities, obviously if you live in downtown Detroit, you got to be making some ballin' fucking money, bro. But outside of the city, I live about 15 minutes from downtown in Melvindale. You can live off $2,000 a month, I'm sure. I mean, you'd probably be eating ramen all day, but you can live within $2,000.
I was gonna say, like, anything west and north of Detroit, I'd say you need to have some money.
Yeah, like Farmington Hills area type shit. Yeah, you need that's where my friend
Cluners, yeah,
that's where Cluner. Well, not that. I mean, I don't want to speak on behalf of Cluner, but.
He said on the stream.
My other friend that I was talking about being retired millionaire, like
he lives in Plymouth.
He lives towards that area a little bit.
Yeah, we've been there. It's like, yep, that's nice. But then anywhere like around us, you should probably be all right. It'd be okay.
On paper, so much stuff's nice, but like when you actually get out here and talk to these people, you realize, like, okay, let's say they make $10,000 a month. Well, they somehow found a way to spend $9,500 a month off rip.
Yeah,
you see that so common where
people
you say, "Oh man, I want to live there."
That's crazy,
dude. It's dangerous how many people do. Like until you have to do the financing stuff of like cars or sitting down, finding what someone's Social Security is. You really find how close people really live to whatever they're making when they're not able to save.
Yeah.
No, it's quite nutty.
I can attest to that firsthand.
Yeah, man, that's
the hard way.
Right.
But yeah.
When you have stuff auto build, you don't even think about it. Like just today, I was thinking about I'm going to go get my wisdom teeth done, here in a few months.
Right.
And I find out, I've been paying this insurance, for 2 years.
Right.
Perfect. I didn't even realize how much I was paying into it. As crazy as that sounds, I thought I was paying 40. Turns out I was paying 48, which
Oh.
when you're out here, really building up what you're doing and you got to control your income. Like, man, that extra $8 a month, does make a difference when you're looking at your bills.
Yeah, it's always
Stuff
nice.
adds up.
It's always nice when you're making a little bit more than the minimum requires to live.
Oh yeah, man, that's where you can actually go out at concerts.
Yeah,
And
I've been living on the edge a little too long.
you're on the edge when someone asks you to hang out and you're like, you sure you just don't want to come over?
Yeah. I used to be a master at that, bro. And I lived in an attic. Yeah.
Did you have spiders in the attic?
Dude, we had so much shit in that attic, bro. It's stupid.
No, that was anytime I came over.
Well, Blake, it was a pleasure talking to you, bro.
All right, guys, subscribe OnlyFans / The Legal Aliens podcast.
We do have an OnlyFans account. We took
Technically, we do.
Yeah. But anyways, I appreciate you coming on here, Blake. My tank is now on empty.
You. All right. I'll see all you in the next episode.
Hopefully.
But tomorrow, there is that.
Hopefully. You never know. But
I got COVID.
If we do.
I got COVID, so I'll be home.
Oh, wow. Well, then.
Oh, do you?
Oh.
Get back.
I've had it since last week. I'm in that point where if you go out and about, you're supposed to be wearing a mask. My whole thing is I deal with the most at-risk people.
Oh, yeah. That would make sense.
Well,
damn.
Thank you, Blake, again, and everybody that's listening to this point. You're a fucking trooper.
Oh, yeah. You did well.
Hell yeah.
Love you, chat.
He said love you. The glitchy glitch that they got there.
Matty V made money off the Iraq war.
Leaving it with the high takes.
Hell yeah.
Fuck the homeless people.
I'm not surprised, and I love it.